Hello, welcome to my Vault Hunters world here. What you're about to see is just my own single player world. I never planned on sharing this, but I've been working on it for a long time, for years in fact now. And I just wanted to release a video to show what I've made and to say thank you to Iskala85 for creating this mod pack, for the developers for turning imagination into code and code into human experience, for the community for supporting this project for years and years. This world is years old, and I haven't paid a single dime for it. It was all free. So yeah, I just want to share my world, say thank you, and I hope you guys enjoy this world. I'm not a YouTuber or anything, so there's going to be no time lapses. But my world is massive, so this might take some time. So just kind of sit back, enjoy, and I'm just gonna. Oh, ouch! That I have laser beams. Goodbye. So yeah, just sit back, enjoy, and this is yeah my world. I guess I should say my name is Dingus. Hope you like this. So I'm starting out here in the rain because when I first started this world, if I bring up my map here, it was actually really far south. World spawn is, I don't know, it's somewhere over here. Yeah, somewhere over here. And I made my way up and through like boating basically through rivers and stuff and gaining resources, trading, stuff like that, right? And I eventually came across this. And when I saw this, obviously there wasn't any glass. Obviously all these structures you've kind of already seen weren't there, but and the texturing wasn't here. I've made some texturing changes out here, but I just saw this overhang, and it was all filled with water, and I thought this would make a cool base. And when I first started this world, ouch, ouch, I I didn't want to make the same mistake that I had made many times before, which is I wanted to make sure I settled in the place of my dreams, which for me I wanted to make a cave base. So when I came across this coral reef and I saw just all this beautiful natural generation, I saw this natural overhang. Again, there was no glass or anything here, obviously. Um, I thought, wow, this could be my cave base. I want to make a cave base, and this is underwater. I can make an underwater cave. Whoa! I didn't know how I was gonna do it. Uh, I didn't have. I mean, I probably had like iron weapons and tools at the time. I'm assuming. Ow! I'm drowning. And so yeah, this is where I decided to make my initial base. So let me stop yapping. I can't see. It's really far down here. And show you the entrance to my underwater base. Ta-da! So the inspiration behind this entrance was I wanted to have a train station plus underground entrance area. So I've got this really cool train you can see. And I've got some of the water coming in here, this little beach area where you could imagine people could lounge on the beach, go fish, and have fun. I've got some animation. A lot of everything I'm showing you right now is just for look. So this is just, I'm not going to show you any of the farms just yet. I'll get there. So I've got some cool animation. I got this train. This train is fully controllable. You can move this entire train. This is all with the Create mod. This Vault Hunters mod pack includes tons and tons of fully integrated mods. A lot of them, if you're people like me, you've been playing around for years, and it's really fun to use. So this train, I just had this idea of a train set. Now currently this doesn't go anywhere either. It just goes to a glass wall, and I want to make this train bigger, but it's really cool. You can go into this train right here. I've got little backpacks, like this is like luggage and stuff. I guess people would have. You can go in here, you can have a seat. And my plan is eventually to have this train go to World Spawn. Like I mentioned, World Spawn it's like way down south here, right? And eventually I do want to have this train kind of like loop up and be like an underground train or not, or like an underwater train. Kind of have it loop up, maybe explore some of the sites and then have it go back to World Spawn. But that's a lot of work. And It would be really cool, but it's a lot of work. But so far, I've got the train. I got this train station. I've got, benches here, trash cans, little luggages. Right here, this is supposed to be like in Harry Potter, how they had the Floo powder network or whatever it was called. And then they could go in it, and that would teleport them. This actually teleports me to the core of my base, which don't worry, we'll get here. This is a very large base. This is much deeper than we currently are. Getting ahead of myself. But yeah, so I've got a huge teleporter network. Also, this is connected via an elevator, which I'll come back to, which I'll take us down into the rest of my base. But let me just show off the rest of this train station here, so we can go down here. Here, these are supposed to be like, I don't know, phones or something. Got a little please recycle here. Got the little recycling numbers, post box. This goes down here. Oh, this is cool. This is a little book. This kind of shows you, I don't have a lot of before and after pictures, or like I said, I don't have any time lapses, but I do have some portraits. Well, let me get all this stuff out of your guys' way real quick. There we go. Okay, so this is like the inside of it, so you can imagine the glass barrier where my cursor is. And I carved out a lot of the stone. I obviously took out all the water. Here's the outside of the base. Oh, so here, this was the original hole that I punched into this wall. And originally, I could just jump out this hole, and I had a bed, I had furnaces, I had chests and stuff, and then I had a stairwell that went straight into the deep part of the bases. So that's kind of cool that I still have a picture of that. And here, oh, this was before the glass was in here. Just kind of going off of the actual shapes of the cave. Here, this is when I was kind of first developing the walls and first texturing everything. You guys might not be able to see this too well on YouTube because these pictures are pretty dark, but here they are. You can pause it if you want to. Oh, so here's like the very first picture of when I finally completed everything, getting the water in and the texture. Oh my gosh, I can't tell you how long this took. Now, Vault Hunters has you get a lot of tools in this game that make you a lot more overpowered than any vanilla person is used to. But even with those tools, this took a long time. Okay, where was I? Okay, yeah, so this is the entrance to the base. You can come down here, and from here you've got a few different options. You can see this corridor going down here. You also have a little staircase down here. This is, again, just decorational. This is supposed to be, I don't know, water filtration systems or something. Got the magic 42, magic number 42, secret of the universe. And then this stairwell leads you down, again, kind of close to where that teleporter took you. So here you can see this is actually an elevator, which I'll show you guys later, but yeah. There's an elevator up there coming down. Oh, goodness. We'll get here. Don't worry. I'm going to keep teasing you guys. We'll get here. Right now, I'm just showing you basically the pathways that interconnect my base. None of this, all of what you're seeing here, I didn't build this in the very beginning. This was much later. This was like the polishing stage of my base, connecting it with cool pathways, little train and stuff like that. Now this pathway connects you to the rest of the base. Here's a cool little section. So you've got this, you can see down to the bottom here. If you see that end stone, if you remember, the teleporter hub is has like that end stone. So that's actually where it is. That's way down there. And that elevator is right there. If you can see it, there it is. Yeah. But let's keep going. Over here, there's a little pathway that comes up and around. And this shows you a little sneak peek of my farm. Ta-da! So here's the farm. We'll get here. I wanted to make this train station be able to connect to every part of my base. Some of the parts it connects to is just like this. It shows you a little sneak peek. But it's pretty cool. Coming back around. Back down the corridor. So up here we got another room, and next to these rooms I have little flowers. But over in this room we have like a little pool. We've got, these are banners, but they're supposed to be towels, right? Some ventilation. People could take a swim. And if you remember that water of the train station, right? Well, if we jump down here, this is actually a tube that connects the entire base. I not only wanted to be connected via teleporters, I also wanted to be walkable. And for some reason, because it's like an underwater base, I decided to make the whole thing connected via underground and underwater tubes. I don't use these tubes like ever, but they're here. And they're cool. So here is, again, here's the train, right? Here's this little area. I can jump up here. I've got this, this is, yes, a working, what is this called? Diving board. I can jump up here. And jump into this water. It's pretty cool. And yeah, as you can see, this water connects itself to different parts of the base. In fact, there's other offshoots, like, for example, this takes you to, here's that elevator right there, right? Showed you just a minute ago, more pathways. Oh, fallen. It also takes you, if I can get up here, over here to that farm. Remember that farm that I kind of showed you up above? Well, here it is. There's some donkeys here too. So, yeah, this train station is just meant to interconnect the entire base via both being walkable, teleportable, the elevator, which I'll show you in a minute, water tubes everywhere. It's taken a while, but I want to show you guys something else here. So we're gonna keep on going. So here's the little that water pathway right there, right? I like to call this the I-85 lounge. Got a nice little lounge area here, which I built kind of recently with some of the new blocks that were added. And one of the things I love, I don't remember where I found this, but I found this music disc that is Ambience Ocean Waves. And check this out. Oh, there we go. I love this. So obviously I'm underwater. I'm surrounded by water tubes on all sides. This is also the highest point of my base, closest to all the water. And whenever I put this music disc in here, I just have this peaceful ocean waves. And this lasts for a while, several hours. Like once I put it in here, it doesn't stop, it feels like, until the next day, like real life day. So that's pretty cool. You're going to keep hearing that probably as I'm walking around my base. And then at the very end, so this train station is connected to all parts of my base. And this is probably the biggest room I have in my base, I think. Again, I'm teasing you. We'll get to this in all the farms. There's farms packed away in every nook and cranny here. We'll get there. We'll get there. I wanted to start off with showing you just the pathways. And speaking about pathways, there's a little secret pathway here. If I stand, you can't even see it, but if I stand right, I think it's right here. If I look up, yeah, underneath this lamp, if I crouch, boom, I have a little secret teleporter where it works. If you crouch on top of it, it takes you down, and if you jump, it takes you back up. And this takes me from the I-85 lounge to the Iskalium Caves. Looky here. Ooh, what's over here? We can kind of see out here. Green snot caves. Yes, the Iskalium Caves. Two. Oh gosh, I should probably just apologize right now for what you guys are about to see. So, I wanted to start this video off with a bit of a bang. And I thought, what if I made a diorite burner? Because if you guys aren't humongous fans of Iskal85, the creator of this mod pack, he has a long-term silly joke where he doesn't like diorite because it looks like poop. And to be fair, it was really hard to build with in the beginning when the only block like it looked like this. So I wanted to make a diorite burner, and after I started making this Iskalium cave and I started working on this diorite burner, I thought, what if I could make Iskal 85? Zap the diorite out of existence with his I-beam. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is exactly what he does. He zaps diorite out of existence with his I-beam, and this diorite is then burned. And oh, that's another thing. The room does catch on fire because his laser beam. If you watch this, do you see how powerful? Boom! Zap! Zap! It does tend to start fires, so you can you can put them out as you go, but they will keep on coming. Goodness gracious, Iskal. Burn this diorite. You do have to be a little bit careful. If you drop it one at a time, he can always keep up. It's no problem. I can keep dropping it like this. He'll keep burning it. He's setting the room on fire. But if you start dropping stacks at a time, I found that it can be a little... It starts to overflood the system, basically, because there's only 6 droppers. So he can zap as many diorite as he wants, but there's only so much diorite I can burn. But I guess I'll show you guys anyways. Stacks of diorite. Oh, there you can see they have disappeared. I'm gonna throw some more on the ground. Would you stop lighting this on fire? This is so stressful. Okay, so more diorite. Diorite forever. This is Iskal. Thank you for creating this game. I hope you enjoy your rest here. Of both, I like to imagine that he's holding up my world. That, ow, beneath this beautiful, beautiful cheeks, are broad shoulders, and we are at the just below. This is bedrock, by the way. Well, not just below, but pretty close is bedrock. I mean, I like to imagine that his shoulders are holding up this entire world, because they are. I mean, this is his inspiration, his baby that he's created, and been, you know, obviously supported by the community and the wonderful developers who have stuck by him for years, and who've also gained careers. And I don't know, it's I can't believe this game even exists for free. This is one of the best games in the entire world, and it's completely free. It's crazy. But I like to imagine, like I said, he's holding up just below this. There's the bedrock, right? And then there's his shoulders holding up my world. Thank you, Iskal. I wish you'd stop lighting this room on fire. Here is more. Burn it all. Like I said, though, this diorite's going to take quite a while to burn through these 6 droppers, because I'm dropping stacks and stacks. How much more do I have? Oh, I got 3,000 more diorite. I've got plenty of diorite in my backpack. But yeah. Oh, yep, this is what I was afraid of. So sometimes things get so bad that he starts summoning lava. Oh, there's more. Ooh, there's several more back there. So he's starting to summon more lava. Sorry, Iskal. This is getting hot. Jeez. Yeah, so... Oh! Okay. Not sure what that was. But he'll just keep burning this. I'll just keep going. Although... Hello? Are you missing a hair? You are missing a hair, sir! Are you okay? Here's more diorite. You can also feed him, Vault Sweets or cheeseburgers or whatever, and it'll open up his mouth, which I'll show later, I'm sure. But, yeah. This is a diorite burner. This diorite is burning, by the way, just by the hundreds of thousands. Not hundreds of thousands. By the hundreds. By the thousands. By the thousands, diorite is being burned. Goodness gracious. Oh! There's another explosion. Iskal, man. Are you okay? I just want to kind of get rid of all the diorite. How much more diorite did I have? Another 1,000. I need to... This is too much diorite. I brought too much diorite for this example. It's getting hot. I'm sweating. Your hair You're missing a piece of... Why are you missing hair? Stop lighting yourself and me on... Put this lava away! Diorite, go away. Diorite, go away. Ah, goodness gracious. There is more explosions. I am hearing them. I think he's trying to explode this TNT, possibly. I'm not exactly sure. Here is more diorite. All the diorite I have. Enjoy. Oh, that was actually all the diorite I actually had. Thank goodness. Oh my God! What am I It's coming! Oh, I can hear your heartbeat. Oh my God. Oh, I need to put out these. Iskall, man, is melting. He's melting. Iskall. Too much. Put out the lava. What? I can see behind his eyeball. Iskall, man. Oh my God, his eyeball is it is zapping things everywhere, in every which direction. That can't... Oh my gosh. He's sucking me in. Iskall... I probably shouldn't have done... Too much diorite. No. Iskall, man. I am so sorry. I don't know what's happened. I don't know what's happening. Ouch. Ugh. Hello? Ouch. I just want to... Is that Iskall? I am so sorry if I... Did I throw too much diorite? Are you here? Hello? Iskall, man? Where? No, don't go to the light. Iskall, man, please. Oh, gee. This is my fault. Yes, I'm very, very sorry that, I threw... Oh, you've melted. Oh, jeez. Iskall, man, please, no, don't go to the light. You're speeding up, Iskall, man. Iskall, man? Oh, no. Iskall. Oh, no, he's following the light. Oh, no. Oh, the nether? I don't... Gee, I don't... Iskall, man? I don't think you want to go. He went... I'm curious. Hello? Where? What is... Polished cut diorite? There is... What is this? This is Iskall man's... Hell? He died? I'm picking up diorite everywhere. Oh. Yep. That is Iskall, man. I am so sorry for this. Here, let me... Here. Yeah, let me get rid of that. This is a lovely... Oh, more diorite. This is, Oh, this is... This is great. This is nice. Afterlife for you. Wow. Iskallman, you have built an incredible, beautiful house. Look at the angles. Look at the detail. Oh. Oh. You have shutters. Wow. Who's this? Spicy Longlegs. I've been looking for you everywhere. Beautiful as ever, Spicy. Keep it up. Who are you? Hello? Bobby? Huh. This actually makes sense. This is where you've been all this time. Bobby? Well? Huh. Wow.
Okay. I wanted to make a little clip here as an explanation to what you guys just saw. It's a little weird. People might be thinking this is a little creepy. But yeah. So oh goodness, where do I even start, Iskallman? Goodness gracious. So, like I said before, this all started out, I wanted to make that diorite burner. And then after I started making it, in fact, let me go back to the beginning. Got a little teleporter here. Okay. So after I started making this diorite burner, and I programmed everything so he could zap the diorite and whatnot, I thought, oh, it'd be quite hot in here. And what if Iskallman melted? And it turned out with the create mod and modular routers and everything, you could make this happen. So yeah, if you overflow the system, he will just melt, and then as you saw, the I-beam starts like shooting things everywhere like crazy. These fans turn on for a little while that actually literally pull you in, although of course, I have to jump into his mouth. I don't know if you can hear it, but there's these lovely sound effects on this block on his tongue. This is just weird. So yeah, one thing led to another. I made this little animation so he melts, and then I thought, oh, you get sucked up into his stomach. Yes, here his brain, his hair did explode, and the top of his head explodes. That was that TNT, and then you can see inside of his brain. Super weird. And then, after I started to make all this, and you go down into his stomach, made peristalsis. Hello? I'm stuck in his throat. Yeah. Then you come down here. There used to be actually a pufferfish down here that would hurt you, but I don't know what happened to it. And then this area actually opens up as well. So if you were to be in here and his face hadn't melted, this area wouldn't show up. This moves out of the way, and then you step on these pressure plates. This causes a minecart kind of contraption thing to then pushes Iskallman, and he gets faster and faster and faster until eventually he goes into this big white room. This white room I made with tons and tons of maps. And if I bring up my map in the corner of my world, you'll see I have an entire white area. So I just made a map, a normal vanilla map, which I've seen other people do before. I made this white room. And I thought, yeah, what if his soul leaves his body and then, wait, where am I? On the wrong side. And then goes to this white room. Where is he? There he is. He's coming. Hi, Iskallman. And goes in the nether. And then I thought, this would then bring you to where he ends up, which is unfortunately the nether. Apparently Iskallman didn't believe in the right Sky Daddy. I don't know. Anyways, he ends up here. And then I remember I saw one of the community members made this really funny house out of dirt and this pointy roof out of dirt. It was 100% dirt. We've all made dirt houses, okay? But the way they did it with a perfectly triangle roof made me crack up. I thought it was really funny. So I did the same thing with diorite. And of course, I don't know. There's a little bit of poetry, I guess, here. So yes, he ends up in the nether. So sorry, Escal Man, for melting your face. But what does he do in the nether with all that diorite that he's been burning over there? Is now ends up here and it drops from the ceiling. What does he do? He creates a beautiful house. So there's, I don't know, there's a little bit of poetry there, I suppose. It's all silly, it's all fun. And then, yeah, so I made this house. I don't know who Spicy Long Legs is, it's funny. I put Bobby in here. And a little rainbow. I brought in I have a lot of magical trees in my base that you'll see that light up and stuff. I brought in a tree. And here he is. So now that you've learned all that, I'm sure you're thinking I'm not weird or crazy anymore, which is good. Oh, very good. Anyways, let's bring him back though. We can. If you don't know, in Vault Hunters, if you die and lose all your stuff, you can get it back. It just costs gold. And I guess I have some gold on me. If I put it right here. See, the lava's already gone. Oh, yeah, here it is. It's working. Oh, his hair is back. That's fantastic. Put out the rest of these fires. Hello, Escal Man. Come back to us. Rise from the dead. His mouth parts do kind of raise before his other parts. His eyeball is... his eye beam is back. And yeah, so this is the diorite burner of doom. And oh yeah, so I said I can he can eat things as well. So if I bring some burgers or whatever I've basically put in the filter, he can eat as well. So let's try this. Hopefully this still works. Yes, yes, yum. You can see these. You guys catch that? So stupid. Oh goodness. Just drop. Here you go, Mr. Escal Man. Not eating these? Oh, I might have forgotten to set this filter up. What is this? Crispy bacon cheeseburger. Okay, well, he doesn't like crispy bacon cheeseburgers for a reason. Anyways, I'm gonna move on. Let's actually just now see my actual base. Like I said, this is all just silly. I just wanted to show off kind of what I could do. Have a good laugh. But now for the real, the farms, my storage system. So we can come back up here, right? And well, let's see, where am I going? I'll go over here. Well, it's gonna have to load back a little bit, I think, because I was in the nether maybe. But yeah. Come up back to the train. So I could use this teleporter, right? Or of course I could have used any one of these pathways that I've been showing off, but kind of one of the funnest things is using this elevator. Again, this is all with like mostly the create mod here. Super, super cool mod. Can move things around really easily with it, make farms. So, oh, did you see how, so only once the elevator's here will it open? Because otherwise there's just a big hole in the ground and people could fall through. You don't want that, so we can come down to the farm. I just like to call this area the farm. This is like the middle layer of my base. You see this door opens up again, so people wouldn't fall through. And let's see, I think it's nighttime. Yeah, so I actually have a little, what is this, a tree house? Little bed right here. Because I come around this part of my base so often, and my bedroom's really far away, I wanted to make like a little hidden treehouse where I could sleep, and then the lights all turn up. So one thing in this cave base, I have lighting all over the place that turns on at during the day and turns off during night, which is pretty cool. So now you can see, I didn't really point it out, but now everything's like well lit around here. And oh goodness, where do I even start? The farm, welcome to the farm. So that little glass, where was it? There it is. So that glass right there, that's where we were standing earlier, and we could see down in here. And you know, in Vault Hunters, you need lots and lots of crops and resources and stuff. So I just had this inspiration of what if I kind of made this massive room underground almost feel like it's above ground. So I planted trees, I planted crops, I brought in this like waterfall, I made this like big magical tree with blue leaves because, you know, blue sky. I might even make these blue leaves go further or make more of these trees. Got some limestone here that I put in. That's like supposed to be clouds, you know, or something, but it's like veins of limestone. And then, yeah, for these crops, to harvest them all, I decided to make a tractor. And this is with the crate mod again, and it's actually a train technically, but the train bits are underneath the ground, and above ground is a fully working tractor that can harvest everything for me. So if I come up here, and check it out, we can harvest everything. And I am controlling the speed of this, but it's, like I said, it's on actually like a train track, so you can't technically drive this like around the base. But here it is from the outside, kind of cool. I like the inside perspective though, it's just kind of interesting. One cool thing is it's harvesting everything, and it doesn't need to replant itself because I'm using harvesters, the crops stay put. So I don't have to replant, you know, over 1,000 crops. That would be really annoying. And then we can actually back up. You can see all the crops are now harvested. They're all now in this massive tractor. Right, back up. Keep on backing. There it is, right, ooh, right around that light. There we go. Stuck. There it is. All of this has now been harvested. I don't know how much it harvests. A lot. Assuming thousands of crops. This actually interfaces with this. So when the tractor's not here, this little like red bit, half of it kind of goes down. When the tractor comes up, it connects itself to it. And then it underground transports everything into this little storage system. So all these carrots, I've got 38.9 thousand carrots, potatoes, I don't know, beetroots, all that stuff is all ended up here, and it's all being stored in this whole system. And any extra bits, if you notice, like I don't have, like eventually you might think, oh well, the carrots are going to fill up in these drawers, which they do, and you can void them if you want, but anything that can be turned into bone meal actually is put into this bin, and then as you can see it's coming up here, and then it's automatically being put into bone meal. Oh, I'm gonna be bone mealed. So it's a little like supposed to be like a, what are those, silos, grain silo. And here's the bone meal output. You can see I've got 1,000, over 1,000 blocks of bones. That's 9,900 bone meal. It's a lot. This thing just passively produces bone meal all the time. Pretty cool. A lot you might notice too, like I have flowers in here and even coral. I have eggs, cactuses, bamboo being automatically grown, shroom lights. You're like, wait a minute, I didn't see all those things out here in this farm area. Well, so that, hello potato. Thank you for the potato. That is over here. I have a greenhouse, and these are all part of a mod called Botany. No, Botania. No, Pots. That's what it is. Botulism. There we go. So these pots, the way these work is they really, really, really slowly over time will grow whatever you put in them. And you have to make sure you have the right thing that they grow on, and then whatever, you know, flower or mushroom, even coral, This coral you can see is being grown in water. And then all this just comes down here. It all goes into this chest, and then a modular router transfers that to the storage system you saw in that little farmhouse. And you can probably hear those chickens. Hello, chicken. These chickens are whenever they make eggs, I have modular routers vacuum up those eggs, and those are also put into the system. So this is automatically doing just a lot of things very, very slowly, but it doesn't matter because in your world, if you've played for years and years and years, you now have infinite amounts of all these cool resources. And yeah, this is meant to just look like, even though we're underground, it's meant to look like a little farmhouse. Or a little, what's it called? Greenhouse. But go. This is where I harvest all my animals. Got lots of animals over here. And that's all for this little building. Oh, hello, donkeys. Oh, yeah, so here's that little waterfall area, right? The water area that's connected to the train station. So that's one of the ways to get up here. Hello, donkey. What a nice donkey. Very nice donkey. Okay. What do I show off next? So if I keep going this way, this diverts into some different paths. And one of my favorite areas, little path, you go this way underneath this waterfall. Here's where I have my tree farm. So, yeah, I guess I'll just show off all these little tree farms here. Turning on power, so this should be working. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So the way this works is this thing will plant trees, and then as it circles around, you see these saws. Those will break the trees down instantly, and then all that gets harvested. And then I can, with bone meal, if I put bone meal in here, and only bone meal will be accepted into here. I could put my pickaxe here, but it won't do anything. And that'll just keep going on forever and ever and ever, getting me infinite amounts of trees. Oh, let's see. Let me cut down that last tree and stop it. There we go. Yeah. Put this away in this massive chest. Look at this chest. Wow. This is for double tall ones. For double wide ones. Put this here. Turn this on. This thing works a similar way. It'll automatically bone meal. There it goes. And then the observer will notice that change. And then that will turn on these create things to kind of crunch them. And then it'll replant itself. And then if you're wondering about this, so this is quite unnecessary. But this can automatically harvest leaves and wood. The whole purpose of this is I wanted to automatically harvest leaves because being underground, I mean, if I want to go get trees or leaves, you know, I'm surrounded by desert. It's quite far away. So yeah, I made this leaf farm. So the way this works is this center contraption will try to harvest leaves, and it goes back and forth. And then this thing will destroy the trees every now and again whenever this thing goes back and forth. And then if I'm harvesting bigger trees, I can even activate this system, which this will, again, try to harvest as many leaves as it can. So what do I want to grow? I'll just grow some normal oak. Put them down here. Make sure you don't get absolutely clobbered by these machines. Oh my. Hello. Oh, and you can bone meal this with this automatic bone meal system, and you'll see that these will grow. Pretty cool. You might be thinking like, wait a minute, aren't these things gonna get like stuck all the time? And yes, they do, but I have these gantries. Above all these gantries, there's another set of gantries, and it's actually the top ones that will toggle it back and forth. They're like basically a timer system. So even if the bottom set of gantries get stuck, eventually the top ones will go back, telling them to go the other direction. And if they're stuck in those leaves, again, this bottom section here will destroy all the trees eventually when it gets activated. which will unstuck it. It works. It somehow works. One thing I love about this mod pack is, I mean, you can do so many cool things, and so it automatically resets itself too. I'll just destroy this tree myself. That was really hard to program to make it so it automatically goes back into the right spots and that it doesn't get stuck. It's a whole thing, but this thing has functioned for years. It never breaks. Somehow none of the machines I make break. But the point I was trying to make is I don't know how to do redstone, like at all. I couldn't make a, what is it, Etho hopper clock or a T flip-flop. I don't know how to do coding. I don't know like the AND gates and all that kind of stuff. Don't know how to do it. But with this mod pack, with the mods like create or modular routers and stuff like that, it's pretty easy to make something work. I mean, like here's my create backpack, right? Let's say I need to make a piston go move like you normally would. Well, normally if you want to make it move more than one block, you have to put pistons next to pistons, and then you have to make sure you power the pistons at the right time. I've never done that. With the create mod, you want to make your piston go further? You can add more pull links. So now this thing will extend 4. It's literally that simple. You can make it extend as far as you want. It's somebody like me can understand these things relatively simply, which is really cool, because the only farms I had ever made in vanilla Minecraft are like those flying farms that harvest like bamboo, and I'd made like a sea pickle farm, and that's it. Like I said, I don't know how to use redstone. Some of it, of course, is being used simply in like simple ways, but yeah, the create mod modular routers, they're awesome. So really encourage anyone to play this mod pack, even if you've never done redstone or anything like that. You can figure out these machines. It's taken me a long time. Obviously, I didn't make this really cool tree farm right away, but I'm proud of myself for what I have created. And this right here too, this is a little teleporter. This takes you back to this little teleporter area from earlier. It's kind of cool. Got a little like the teleporter area. Also, like I have a little tree here, right? This symbolizes the tree farm. I keep falling. This symbolizes the mushroom farm. There's that one that takes you to the train over there. So yeah, let me keep on showing you guys stuff. This is going to be a long video. Oh goodness. So one more thing I guess, or two more things with this farming district. So I guess let me just kind of show you this ledge here, give you perspective of where we're at. So if you remember that elevator, oh, I just literally walked off the side. Ow. Why did I just walk off the side of that? Was there not a ledge here? Hello? So, oh, I'm walking on this bench. There's the elevator, right? The teleporter room is right down here. And you can see just how expansive and absolutely humongous the space is. But, so with this farming area, last two things. So if you come over here, I've got another one of those little hidden elevators. So if you crouch on this block, it'll take you down. And if you press space, it'll take you up. So I'm going to crouch. And here we have the bees. Little farmhouse. I'll show this farmhouse later on, but got a little farmhouse next to this bee area. See, are they out? I might be nighttime again. This little parrot. Anytime I need honey, for any reason, I've got lots of it. Up here, there's a little balcony next to this parrot. You can actually sleep here. Kind of cool. And then you can see all these beehives connected to this tree. Whenever the bees collect honey, this actually sucks out the honey. Comes out here through this pump. See, I have 129,000 millibuckets. I think there's either 100... What is it, 100 in one bucket? 100 millibuckets is one bucket, I think. Maybe it's 10. It's either 10, 100, or 1,000. I don't know. This is a vanilla bee farm. Collecting me some more honey. Honeycomb. Again, I like making farms, and then I like designing cool spaces around them. This farm, it's a very ridiculously convoluted farm, is a chocolate farm. Let me turn it on here. So this thing will automatically just produce chocolate for you. Look at this thing go. And it's completely automatic, like I'm grinding up sugar or sugar cane into sugar. I'm automatically growing cocoa beans over here. They're being mixed, turned into chocolate. Milk is being gathered from a cow behind this wall that you can't see, but I got lots of milk. Can make chocolate covered berries. Got an automatic berry farm here. Berries. And it also makes tea. It does need leaves for that tea, so I do have to put leaves in the system for that. Gotta put that stuff away. Got little brewing stands for making mostly night vision potions, because being underground, building underground is quite dark, so it's nice to have night vision potions. A little balcony here to this area, which you saw briefly earlier, but here's another perspective of this massive, massive room. Enjoy a cup of tea. Yeah. I'm gonna go work my way back to the farm. And so now I'm gonna go up this elevator instead of down. This leads you outside. Oh, look, it's nighttime. Got little sparkly things happening. And this leads you to the blimp. Yeah, I have my, this is an angel block. It's very hard to craft, but once you craft it and place it, it'll give you the ability to like fly. And like a 64 block radius, I think. So I've got a little blimp here. So the farm, there has to be a blimp in the air, right? Well, there is. Way, way down there is that huge farm. And if I need to like explore my world at all, and I don't want to have to walk up the biggest stairwell in the world, I can teleport my way up here, right? And then now I can just fly in whatever direction I want. Oh, I love this blimp. It's so cool. This took a long time to craft. Hello. Craft. This took a long time to build, is what I meant to say. Anywho. Take that back. And if I can just sit right here, I can crouch. Up. Now we're back. So yeah, that is the farm. And before I do the next segment here, I want to show you guys that kind of big spirally staircase thing I was talking about. And I want to point out this. So this water can actually be turned off. It doesn't do anything. The crops will still grow. But you can turn off this water, and the water will drain itself from these pipes. You can kind of see it up there. And that is controlled. You can see it's also darker around now because it's night. That pipe is connected over here into this area. Here's that tube from earlier that I went through. But basically, I wanted some part of my base to be connected to the outside so sunlight can come down, rain can come in. So I decided to build this massive like stairwell, and originally I wanted to make this the farm. Like I was going to grow crops like up it, but that turned out to, first you can't like automate that very easily because you're changing elevation. And yeah, I just decided to make this to be a huge just stairwell that winds its way all the way up to the top, which here I can show you guys. There's a little guy in here. Hello. He likes saying He's got a wonderful air conditioning unit here as well. That's nice. So yeah, this spirals all the way up and through the water. Took quite a while, so you could imagine. Fortunately, I mean, I can fly. I have really, really good tools like this tool this tool is a pickaxe, an axe, a shovel. It's every tool in one, and it never dies. So like I mentioned, Vault Hunters, you can build a lot of really cool tools. Oh, the sparkling in the night sky is because of this right here. This is causing that. If I were to take this out, it wouldn't sparkle at night anymore. Yes, we can go all the way up. around. And I can bring this elevator. You can ride the elevator, of course, to any one of these floors. I've got here's like a little exit. This could take you, of course, out to the water. Let me just keep making my way up slowly. This is a little springboard. Can jump my way up here. I have a triple jump trinket, so this allows me to jump 3 times. Pretty cool. It's one of the many like things you can unlock in Vault Hunters and work for is like you can get trinkets and armor that allows you to do all sorts of things, from making you faster to give you more mana to giving you the ability to double jump. There's all sorts of really cool powers you can unlock. For instance, yes, I can make it storm. I can zap things. Anywho, so yeah, the inspiration, I wanted to basically have light coming in, rain coming in, a massive hole through the whole base. And I topped it off with this kind of like glass structure and made this little pirate ship, which is kind of cool. This pirate ship, you'll notice, has these, what are these called? Daylight sensors. And all the lighting in my entire base, like I mentioned earlier, at night, like the sky, I have like lights up in the ceiling light up to make it look like it's like a starry night. And at day, I have lights everywhere in the floors and lamps across the base light up. So, because when I first started, it was very dark and damp in this base. So bringing light in is really important. This is just a little captain's quarters, though. It's kind of fun. So from here, I'm going to take you guys to the next section, probably the biggest section I have in my whole base. The train station, by the way, is just down here. Oh, let me show you the train station actually from the outside too, which is kind of fun. I still have my conduit up when I was building it. There's the conduit giving me water breathing. Here you can see inside to the train. I made this cool little, I don't know what this is, facade area out here to keep the water out. Oh yeah, and this is kind of cool. So this was just a natural underwater ravine, and I just kind of textured it a little bit, brought in some more coral. Currently, the train will run through this thing eventually. It'll be like, I don't know, probably like a glass bubble the train travels in. But this actually takes you right to where we just were, to this big area, which is kind of cool. And this water winds its way all the way down and around the base. And remember how I said you can turn off that waterfall in the farm section? Well, this is actually how you do it. So this activates this little wall to cut off the water. There we go. As this water drains, all of this is going to disappear. It's kind of cool. I have like where the sun is touching, I have it being all green, and where the sun doesn't touch, I have like these night plants all around, which is kind of cool. Divided by water. So his air conditioning is about to be turned off as well, because once the water, as you can see, it's draining, right? And once this reaches here, this thing's going to stop spinning. Yep, and now there's no more particles. Sorry. No more air conditioning, bud. I'll turn it back on soon. Now, once this water fully disappears all the way down here, all of this mechanism, which mostly this is just for show, I just kind of put a lot of gears together, but this thing is going to stop spinning. There it goes. Also, there was a blinking light, which I never pointed out. but the blinking light has stopped blinking now. And, oh, I should hurry up over here. This, so has it drained itself? Yes, so there's no longer water in the tubes, which means this waterfall will turn off. It should turn off, hopefully. Oh, yep, there it goes, there it goes. So there it is. So now the water doesn't cascade through this thing, and it doesn't cascade down into this little ground area. Completely unnecessary, but very, very cool. I love just adding those little touches of life and detail, function, something that's moving. Really makes the space feel alive, and like all the parts are interconnected and stuff. But anywho, so let me turn this back on, and then I'll show you guys. I'll do the next segment, which is going to be the biggest area of my base. The most farms. Lots of cool stuff. So yeah, the way this works too. So this wall will come back up, and then I actually have a second. Okay, time for the next room. You should all recognize this room. We've seen it a little bit now. This was, we go to the very end of this corridor that's connected to the train. This was the little weird upside down tree that we saw, and gosh, it's hard to know where to start. Been working on this room for years, literally. Let me talk about the inspiration again behind why I even built this room. So originally, if you look at this big circle around this mushroom, originally the ceiling was just above this. There was like a little dome, so it wasn't nearly this big. And I had made this little mushroom area that's kind of connected through this corridor to the rest of my base. And I thought it would be really cool if above the mushroom area, what if I carved out a massive room all the way up to the water, where you could see, you know, have a big glass ceiling and look really cool. And man, I hate myself for having these cool ideas, because it takes months to weeks just to carve out the room. You gotta texturize it, and I mean, I have really powerful pickaxes, and I can fly around this room. I've got an angel block here that just stays here. It's just part of this, the way you navigate this room. All sorts of ways to make building and whatnot easier, but it still takes a lot of time. And yeah, so after I made it bigger, whatnot, and I put this angel block in here, I thought, you know, part of the world building is this angel block allows you to fly, have less gravity or whatever. So the mushrooms themselves, you know, grew taller. And then this tree itself grew downwards. And it's almost like this mushroom and the tree are cohabitating. The tree maybe blocking out some of the harsh day sun, and the mushroom providing mushroom spores. And if you look at the bottom of a tree, it kind of looks like, you know, the mushroom spores are taking over the tree or help supporting the leaves in some way. Like they have evolved together. It's a really cool idea. At the top of the tree, I have a bunch of magic flowers doing things. So at night, these lasers, if they have enough mana, will shoot mana, which is being generated by these flowers automatically at night. And I store that mana, and I can use this mana to do things. Like if I can double up some resources, like if I put glowstone in here, 1 glowstone equals 2 glowstone. It uses the mana, and I'm gathering the mana very slowly, but every night I get more and more mana. And yeah, I can do cool things with the mana. So it's pretty cool. I've also got, if I need to really, really juice the system, this flower turns leaves into mana. I've got an automatic leaf dispenser. You can see it really, really powers it up too. Quite loud. And then over here, these pink flowers will actually take any XP from you, which they seem to have already done. But anytime you have tons of XP, I can go here and just discharge it. And I also have this automatic XP shower. And And these flowers will again generate mana, tons and tons of mana. This right here is actually called Elven Trading. So if you, this isn't a teleporter, you can't go through it. But if you, certain resources, if you toss them at this, elves will trade with you. They'll toss upgraded versions of the item back. And it's pretty cool. You can even like toss them a book and they'll like write down some of their elven lore, their backstory of, you know, why they're not connected to, you know, Midgard or whatever it is. It's all based on like Thor and Loki, that sort of like, what is that? Norse mythology? I don't know. It's very cool. It's cool. And yeah, so this is all my magic. This is like my magical area. I've got a teleporter again, so if I need to come here, I can really easily teleport from my teleporter hub. You know, again, it's the teleporter. I got this cool like mini mushroom. Yeah. Down here. Oh, hello, Mr. Krabs. How you doing? Mr. Krabs actually got here. I didn't put him here. I didn't spawn him here. He spawned way down there from a coconut tree. I think that's how they spawn. And he made his way to the teleport room and he teleported himself. I didn't see it happen, but it's the only possible way he could have gotten here. He must have wandered off the edge. And once I found him here, I kind of made sure that I built up the walls a little bit more to make sure he can't jump out. So he's been in here for years. Mr. Krabs. Yes. So I guess let me show off a bunch of these farms that are kind of in the walls around the space here. And yeah, part of the inspiration was making a big room where I could easily attach little rooms, because, you know, if you're seeing this and you're inspired to create a cave base and stuff, like, awesome, it's super fun, you should do it. I've really enjoyed it, but it's really, really time. It takes a lot of time, not just digging out the areas, texturing them. Imagine this, like if you want to build a house, you know, maybe put a maybe build a whole factory. You have to build, you know, the outside of it, and that's takes a lot of time, and you know, and it's like, oh, I'll build a cave base, then I don't even have to build the outside of the factory, and that is true. But if you build a house factory, once you build it, you're done. The trees, the mountains, the water, you might want to build in some pathways or something, but everything around you is done. Nature, the world is built around you. Underground, you build a factory, cool. You have to build every grass, piece of terracotta, all the texturing, so it takes way, way more work, and that's something I didn't think about. Fortunately, maybe I shouldn't have said that. You should do it. It's fun. Cave bases are cool, but I actually think they take tons more time, especially at this scale and this detail. Oh, goodness. But anyway, so once I had this room, though, now that it's here, I can, anytime I want to build a farm, I can just punch a hole in the wall, build a cool farm, and like for instance, I've got this apple farm, this little apple tree here. Inside here, I've got villagers, which I can trade with to get apples. And if you shrink villagers and you put them in a glass box, you can actually automatically trade with them. So I just give this guy emeralds, and whatever trade I want, he'll automatically, I can hopper it right out. It's pretty cool. Huh. Got a little garden for these guys. This is meant to be like almost like if there's a house built in here. You can see a light here, and this light, oh, there it goes, it'll turn off. If a villager steps on a pressure plate, it activates lights randomly. Pretty cool. Trampoline, if you need to call villagers, which I don't use them actually except for apples. This is the only time I actually use villagers nowadays. I used to use them more. Yeah, you can have a little villager trampoline here. So there's an automatic villager breeder that can poop out these guys. And one cool thing is you can pick them up in this mod. You can even put them down. So I don't have to create a annoying rail system. I'm just going to put them back, though. They'll zap back to where they came from in a little box. This room is where I produce all my electricity. In this mod pack, and like all Minecraft mods that use electricity, it's called Forge Energy. But these are like thermo generators. This is a blaze block. You could use water or campfires or something, but this needs heat and water.
gathering water and feeding it through the back. And then it produces electricity, which you can use for all sorts of cool things. Like, yeah, here we go. This thing needs electricity to make certain materials and composite materials and stuff. It's using lasers, folks, and anything it makes will end up over here, like energized steel, which certain crafting recipes need. It's got this cool system. Over here, I'm making ice, blue ice, all that good stuff. You can see the machine start to turn on. How much ice do I have? 32.7 thousand. That's a lot of ice. More machines, snowballs. A lot of these things, you can't automate in vanilla Minecraft, but gosh, you can in this game. And it's done in really cool ways. Like, this is a blast chiller. If I'm feeding it water and electricity, and it's turning water into ice, which I can then use a hopper into this press, which will then, I'll take some ice out of here, turn it on. This press will take that ice and compact it into a compacting thing, and then that compacts it. And if you do that twice, you compact and compact, you can make ice into blue ice and stuff. So, making little factories here and there. On this side, similar thing, I'm making purpur very slowly. Very, very slowly. Then it just turned on. Magma stuff. This is an incubator you can grow eggs in. Yeah. Plenty of more spots here to add more farms too if I need it. This is actually a farm as well. This makes living wood and living stone. So if you put in stone or logs into this barrel, it'll feed it to these arms, and then flowers. Oh, there they go. Yeah. You can see them placing it. Flowers will turn the logs or the stone into living logs or living stone. So there's back here, there's actually kind of hard to see. Flowers, they're there though. Hello, flowers. Flower power. Yeah. This game is Vault Hunter, so I made a massive vault door. I'm going to show off this room at the end of this segment here. It's pretty cool. Down here at the bottom of this mushroom, you can there's a little hidden teleporter that can take you out to the very top of the glass dome. You can see in all the magic happening. Literally all the magic happening. Oh, and here too, there's the boat, right? And here's this little... Oh, there's an anchor to this boat. This is actually a shield. But it looks like an anchor, and I'm using it in an item frame. Q. You can actually take this tube and get back into the base this way. This connects to this big tube where you can go up and out, or over to the train station. You can also go further down and down and down and down. And exit in different spots. Oh, here's where the bees were. This little spot. Got my nether portal. I like this nether portal. It looks like it's built like into one of those crystal things. Amethyst geodes. You can have like a back part of it here. I'll show that off and where that leads off in a bit too. I want to show this area off first. So got some villagers. I used to trade with these guys, but now they're just here. This is my mob grinder. So yeah, let me just show this off. You can select whatever mob you want. And these mobs, these eggs that you can get them in here if you're not used to seeing that, they're quite rare to get. So it's taken me a long time to collect all these eggs, but I can put them in here. And then let's say I need emeralds and wither skeleton stuff. This little thing launches them up. Oh, they are loud. So they get launched up into, if I can fly up here, there we go, into this tube from this spot. And then, yeah, this is like a mod
whatever egg you put in here will spawn the guys. They get spawned on these belts, which lead them all up to this plate that they're standing on. That plate automatically kills them, and all their bits go into the storage system. So here you can see emeralds. Yeah, they're spiking up here at 140, 1436, 1438. Any extra stuff that I'm not sorting, will get put over here, and I can burn anything in this big chest. Yeah, so that's all the emeralds. If I press this button, this will flush the egg out of the system. The egg ends up back in here, and now you can see the wither skeletons that were in queue now will be spawned. And now we'll see that the wither skeleton skulls will tick up very slowly, but I can automatically, get wither skeleton skulls, which is pretty cool. And they'll also drop bones and swords and stuff. My goodness, it is quite rare to get a skull. Wow. I thought I would have got a few by now, though. It's still at 46. Goodness gracious. Dropping lots of swords here, so if I press this button, all the swords will be burned. And sometimes they, certain mobs drop tridents and stuff, so that's why I want to keep some things, but... Oh, there we go. Now I finally got a skull. Flush these guys. And if you want to, you can stand in this hole and you can use a sword and you can just hit them yourself as well. But once I was able to craft this plate here, this blue plate that you see, it's quite difficult to craft. It's very expensive, but once I got that, this thing's now fully AFKable. Turn off the power because my whole base is connected to one steam engine, so I have to be careful about using too much power. Put these guys back. So yeah, mob grinder. One cool thing is this mushroom actually used to be the mob grinder before I opened up the room a whole bunch. If I go down here, it's still here. So you can actually move vanilla mob spawners with Create by attaching them to minecarts and moving them around. And I moved, a skeleton and 2 zombie ones, and I was going to put a bunch more down here, and then I had them go on belts, and then they went up a bubble stream, and they went all the way to the top of the mushroom where they fell back down and were close to dying. And then I could, grind them that way. So it was like a semi-vanilla mob farm. But, once I made this super cool mob farm, I hollowed out the mushroom so you could walk through it, which I think is cool. But they're still down there. I could use them in something. I can grow mushrooms over here. This will automatically bone meal and harvest them, which is pretty cool. Oh, hey, you're on. You're not supposed to be on. Turn this off. Go. So I think that's just about it. On this side we have a piglin trading farm. So this thing automatically produces gold constantly, and I can also put gold into the system to boost the system. And again, like these are like, if you shrink piglins, I apparently put them in glass boxes and trade with them. But yeah, so let me turn on the system. So if you look over here, you can see it's currently off, right? But if I put any amount of gold here, there we go, it'll kick on. You'll see the gold is starting to be processed here. It's crushed, purified. The gold then gets sucked up into here, which, as you can see, it's rising now through the tube. Technically, it's well, and then the gold. Yep, this is definitely gold. Gets pooped out into these buckets. These buckets then get emptied out here, where they get smashed, and then they come out as gold ingots. Alright. And then this this will start to flood the system. Yeah, so these lights will start turning on. The more of these lights that turn on, the more gold is in the system, and then these guys will automatically trade the gold, and then you can get crying obsidian, all these goodies. Anything that I don't want, I have in this chest, and again, I can like turn on this button, and that'll start burning everything in there. Yeah, it's pretty cool little system, and this isn't. So a lot of this, like this machine, is mostly useless. It is actually processing the gold, and it is trading with them. But this right here, I just kind of thought it'd be cool to animate the process a little bit. So I have a honey, this dispenses honey, which flows down here. This thing then starts filling up with the honey, and then the honey is put in the buckets, and then the honey's drained. And the honey just goes around and around and around in this system forever. Not actually doing anything except for, you know, it looks like I'm actually processing the gold, which is kind of cool. I think I've talked about this yet. This amethyst geode here can automatic. Well, this I want to make this automated. Currently, I can just fly up here and get amethyst if I need it. Pretty cool. It's in the perfect spot too. Like this is just a natural geode. I spruced it up a little bit on the outside, of course, but yeah, it's a fully natural geode. I just got lucky enough to run into. Let me show you my bedroom. So this room over here. Got some automatic lighting that turns on in this cave. This goes up to where we're just underneath the water here. To a cozy little bedroom. Got some different armor sets up here that I used to use. These are probably pretty old. Well, level 65, that's not too bad. What's this? Level 50, so those are kind of old. Level 47. This is like my little gaming setup here. Absolutely nothing in here. Do I have anything in here? No. I got a fridge. Oh, here's some old tools. I forgot this was even in here. It's kind of interesting to see all these tools I haven't seen in forever. I love the tool crafting in Vault Hunters. It's so much fun. And the armor crafting. Oh gosh, it's so cool. Got a little dance floor over here. Record player. And I even found Pig Step. Didn't I? Where is it? Here it is. Took a while to find, but I do have it. Pretty cool. Yeah, I'm meant to be a record player. Got a little couch over here. All this, there's not actually a farm here. The purpose was just to have a bedroom, a place to respawn. And if I die in the vault, a place to get my body back, which this little thing right here is like if you die, you can put your soul on here. In exchange for lots of gold, you can get the items that you lost. Because if you lose, you know, if you lost like this pickaxe, you'd be pretty upset. Got a little kitchen here, a table. This is a chorus flower that I've managed to get it to grow inside this room, which is kind of cool. Got a little pesky bird. This. Oh, I got a lighting system here. So yeah, you can actually turn off the lights in this room. No purpose, but you know, it's a bedroom. You'll be able to turn off the lights. And if you wanted to be able to, if you want privacy, you can have these blinds up, but if you want to be able to see out a little bit easier, you can hit this and all of the windows will now open up where you can see straight out. See the boat there. I can still hear that Ocean Waves music disc, which is I think is super cool. There There it is. Have you ever seen the sun rising in an underground bedroom in a coral reef? I have. Quite a few times. Now you have too. No, I can't sleep right now. Man. That is my bedroom. Oh, one more thing here. Is, yeah, right here. Got a little cheeky teleporter. Again, it takes you right to this like crossroads here. Perfectly lined up. The elevator, everything. Because yeah, it's kind of a long pathway to get up to my bedroom otherwise. I have to go all the way to this side of the base. Let's see, I think that, oh, the nether. Yeah, I wanted to show the nether before I get to this freaking awesome vault door. So, I don't go to the nether very much anymore, but I built kind of a cool thing here. Oh, although this is far from done actually. This is one of the few rooms that, yeah, ooh, yeah, this is far from done. Okay, let me put an angel block here so I can fly around. But the inspiration here is I wanted to have an upside down nether portal. Like, you know, like, because like the nether is the upside down, right? Sort of, kind of. I've seen other creators kind of build upside down houses in the nether, which is what inspired me. I think Grian did it in season whatever of Hermitcraft with a few other people. I think maybe Good Times with Scar or BOO built with him, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, I kind of want to maybe put roots coming down. Got a few ideas. This is a fortress, which I've destroyed a little bit to make it easier for me to get around, but this is where I used to come here to get wither skeleton skulls. And it was just perfect that it's just right below my portal. Got really lucky in that regard. But I want to like put I've mined out all the supports for nether brick. I want to put the nether brick back now that I have a nether brick farm and build like a kind of a cool like I don't know, castle here, almost like Dark Souls-esque castle with the nether brick and stuff. Put lava holes down here. I've made the room a lot bigger, as you can see. Like with my tools, I can just come here and I can just take out massive chunks. And I can turn on my magnet here and collect all this as well. Yep, there's magnets in here. You don't have to suck up, you know, the things don't drop to the ground and whatnot. You can just pick them up. I can put them in my backpack. My backpack can hold lots and lots and lots of stacks of things because I have stack upgrades. I've got a lot of backpacks. Lots and lots and lots of backpacks. Anyways, so I've done the initial shaping here, but texture, finishing the lines, I've destroyed a lot of the forests around here, so I want to kind of bring back the forest, push it back, but put the grass back, because I've apparently taken all the grass away here, used it for something. And yeah, just kind of finish out this area. I just never come here anymore, so I keep forgetting. And I do have a little cheeky teleporter here as well. And if you're wondering, Iskallman's house, oh, there it is. So some of if you remember, the diorite falls from the ceiling. So I have that being controlled over here, and you can kind of see it, so I have to cover that up. Anyway, so teleporter. Teleporter? I hardly know her. Come up here, and this takes you above the bedrock, which is pretty cool. Oops, didn't mean to go down here. I wanted to grab this. Can I grab this? Yeah. Oh, and hello, Iskallman's decapitated body. So, if you remember, you know, in the overworld, remember how I said I like to imagine Iskallman's shoulders holding up my world? Well, I thought, what if I built him in the nether? And he literally kind of was. And I feel like this is like 2-to-1 ratio of Iskallman's skin. I need to make it bigger, I think, because kind of doesn't quite pull off the effect. It kind of does, especially when I step away from it. I think it does. It's so silly. But yeah, you know, there's a giant Iskall man in my world, and even though his body is in the Nether, apparently he is holding up the entire overworld. And you can climb up his leg. I'm trying to get on top of him. It's rather difficult. There we go. Yeah. And he can wave as well, so... Hi, Iskall. Hello. Are you happy being a decapitated body existing in the Nether forever? Oh. Ooh, I think those are angry arms. So silly. This is probably the silliest part of this, so... you know, shouldn't his neck be attached to his head, right? It's kind of weird that it's not. Well, technically it is. Iskall man, reconnect with your head, my man. There he goes. Can you see it? Can barely see it. His neck is going to attach itself back to his head. Quite slowly. And it's going to take quite a long time because this keeps going. And going. And going. Can I land? Yeah. Oh. Oh. That's a little glitchy. I put his feet kind of, as you saw with the crate mod, you can just rotate blocks. So I just rotated both of his feet after I built him, so it kind of looks like he's stepping towards you when you come out of this little room. And now you can see his neck is reaching up to the stars. Oh, there we go. It's finished. And I got a little teleporter up here. So if I do want to travel in the Nether, I can come all the way up here to Iskall man's neck, and yeah, I can travel in any direction I want. Here's the bastion. Black Castle. Yeah, this is the bastion I got, I think, the pig step record from. Yeah. I'm gonna leave him like that. Bye, Iskall man. His wave looks angry now. And yeah, so this is my Nether hub area. That's very, 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 very much not done. And with that, I think that's all the farms around this area. Well, maybe this farm, I haven't shown this yet. So these are like modded, what's it called? Mob spawners as well. But these they don't spawn mobs around it. They very, very slowly, kind of like that with the flowers that I'm generating. Very slowly over time, this will produce, you know, drops from Endermen, ghast, witches, and they all come through these chutes, and they all end up into these drawer networks where I can automatically gather all their bits, which is pretty cool. And if you remember Iskall man's head, remember how it's in that Iskalium cave? Well, here it is. It's just right there. It was hard to build into this cave, into the thing, because I had to like go under and like over things. Got another. This will take you up to the next floor. It's kind of cool. This will also take you up to the next floor. You know, have to have base connected by water. The whole world has to kind of generate here since I went through the Nether. But yeah, let's go to this big vault door that I've been teasing you guys with. The purpose of this room was I wanted a place to kind of store all my armor and weapons and the cool things that I find in the vaults somewhere. And, I wanted to make a big create animated vault door. If I grab a key, and this will only work, it'll only open if you have an Iskalium key, and if you right-click this, little ding, and it opens. Oh, goodness. I can't believe I actually built this room. This was an idea in my head. Again, I hate myself for having these cool ideas because then I actually build them. I'm insane. I wanted a place to store my stuff, and I also had this idea of building this massive grand piano. I'm a musician. I'm not a pianist, I'm a guitarist, but I'm a musician, and with the Create mod, you can have these whistles. And I was thinking of all these ideas bouncing around in my head about how I could actually turn that into a piano, which I'll show you in a minute. But yeah, here's this door. It actually goes back into here. This is everything you need to control it, which isn't that bad, actually. It's pretty simple. Well, it really hurt my brain building this. It's being powered by some steam engines in this wall. You might notice this room's pretty dark, though. You're like, Now, well, we've got some automatic lighting I'll show you in a minute, but here's the centerpiece of this room, this massive Create piano. And here's the keyboard interface. Pretty cool, huh? It's not on yet. Nope. In order to turn this piano on and to animate this whole room, we actually have to provide an offering to each of the vault gods. And in Vault Hunter's lore, there's 4 vault gods. There's Idona, there's whatever the other ones are, I don't know all their names. But they can give you special powers, and you can get gear related to them. It's all super cool. It's very cool. But yeah, let me start to turn these guys on. If you're an OG Vault Hunter, you'll know what this is, and you'll know how old my world is. But so, got a pedestal here, and if we feed them the right thing, now this is, I forget what their name was, but this is like the god of death in this game. They have to do with things like killing mobs, souls, and stuff like that. So in order to activate this, of course, we need to give it soul shards. It's hard, soul shards, why is that hard to say? And by the way, if you give them the wrong thing, it won't activate. Like, let's say I give him my Iskalium key here. He will actually cry. It'll put out the fires. He will give you the key back. Thank you for whatever you give him. He'll give it back to you. But if we give him just a single soul shard, he won't cry. Instead, he'll light up, and this guy will make these fires turn on all around the room. Thank you for lighting the room, Mr. Vault God. And yeah, all you need is soul shards for that. Pretty simple. Oh, and he also lights fires underneath the steam, these steam generators. So now these whistles actually work. How cool is that? It's rather hard to play. I have a cool feature here though. If you step on a note, right, it plays just like normal. But if you step on this other colored one, it plays the chord. There we go. It's kind of hard to step on both of them at the same time. But if you step on both of them, now it's playing its root, 3rd, 5th. just random notes and chords. And the notes are all, it's a chromatic piano, and I think I have it in 2, maybe 3 octaves for some notes. I've got all the notes. The chord function, though, is all programmed to fit inside the key of C. And if you're a musician, you probably know what that means. But basically, I've got like G. I can easily play G major, right? A is typically minor in this key, right? B is diminished. C is major. So you can really easily actually kind of make songs. Well, not easily, it's still hard to play, but you can like make songs and chords as just a player, and the chords will fit in the key of C. Or you can use just the notes. Pretty cool. And each one of these vault gods, you know, changes the lighting in this room in some way, and it activates a different thing on the piano. So this blue god over here, what do they need? They need Larimar. I need my keys. Let me grab a key. So I've always got some extra offerings I store in this. Can you tell what this is? Yeah, it's a barrel. And if you open this barrel with this specific key, this is all create mod. Boom! You can lock yourself in this barrel too. Have you ever wanted to be inside of a barrel? 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 Look, these are barrel trapdoors, folks. This is a barrel holding up barrels. I should fill these barrels with barrels. That would be even funnier. What am I doing here? Oh, I needed Larimar. I think it's, yeah, it's this one. This Larimar, yeah, Larimar. Just need one of you. Excuse me. Okay, I have your offering. Oh, and yeah, again, they will cry if I give them the wrong offering. They'll put out their fires in front of them. But if you give them the right offering, which should be this, it'll light up. There we go. You'll see that the ceiling now is actually lighting up. Just kind of helps make this room feel brighter. And this also has an extra feature where it turns this chandelier. And one thing I like about this is this chandelier, there's kind of like subtle lighting glitches as it's turning, but that kind of makes it look like it sparkles to me. I also had an idea after I built this. It would have been cooler if I made a crystal ball descend through the ceiling, but I kind of don't want to tear this out. It does look nice. Oh yeah, and this affects the piano. This basically gives reverb to the piano, if you notice. See how it now stays on for a little bit? Well, I should say sustain. It gives sustain. And it also turns on the chord feature to play no matter what. This way you don't have to kind of like step on these weirdly colored pressure plates. Now if you step on any key, white or black, it'll play a chord. The black keys always play diminished tritones. So now it's a little bit easier. Let's see if I'm gonna play root. 2, 6, 5, root. Right, pretty cool. So that's how this Vault God interfaces with this piano. Let me go back to this one. This one will turn on some more lights for us too. Got another little... These things, by the way, they're meant to be kind of hints to what their offering is. So this one had a sword, you give it soul shards. This one had a pickaxe, you give it a Larimar gem. This one has a cupcake. You'll never guess what you give it. Do I have cupcakes? Yeah, I've got plenty of cupcakes. Cupcake. Light turns on. This also turns on the floor. And now this room is fully lit. This god, well, I'll show you what that god does in a minute. But yeah, now doesn't it feel just bright and alive now compared to what it did? And this also makes the piano, it activates note blocks, which make it, there's a certain type of piano that like strum strings. I don't remember what it's called. What is that piano? It was kind of hard to put all these note blocks and the programming in, and I don't think all my pitches for the note blocks are right. And in order to change these pitches, I think you right or left click them, and it changes it by one, but it doesn't tell you what the pitch is. So I don't like the way it sounds. It doesn't sound very good. But like I said, I don't know what all the pitches are, and it's just a pain in the butt to figure out. With the Create mod, all these whistles tell you what the pitch is. So it's really easy for me to program a note or a chord. So that this is a G chord. So this is G, and if I want to activate its fifth or its third, I can activate those corresponding things to create chords. But the note blocks are not that easy. Anyways, this last one, if you give it a piece of gold, which is kind of an expensive offering compared to the other ones, but they do give you the offerings back. There we go. This doesn't turn on any lights in the room. It doesn't spin anything or anything. This activates all these lamps on the side. So now, as you're playing the piano, kind of like a mixer will has lights that shows you, how close you are to clipping and stuff like that. That was the inspiration here. But these lights, they just turn on whenever you play the note. If you notice, they only turn on the bottom first, and then they turn on the rest of it. And that's because if you play a single note, it only activates like half of the bar, but if you play a chord, it'll complete the bar. But since I've turned on the chord feature, it's just gonna basically play the whole, it's gonna light up everything much quicker than it normally would. Fully working piano. The actual piano part is very easy to make, and the programming was actually super easy as well. Not for the note blocks, but this is super easy. You press on a pressure plate, and then there's a redstone link, these little things right here. I have them all color coordinated based on their pitch. Just directly underneath this pressure plate is there's just a link, and that link gets activated, and then it activates the corresponding note. It's really simple. So the entire size for the piano, if you don't want to add all the extra features, would literally be this interface, which is 2 by what, however long this is and however wide it is, but it's only 2 blocks tall. If you don't believe me, if I come down here to the floor, again, this is all extra nonsense, but this right here, all these links, none of this down here you need. It's just this top part. This just activates the whistle. Super simple. Yeah. Oh, let me show you this. You're probably wondering what this is. This is a chest. Huh. I love that. It's so cool. And inside this chest, of course, are more chests. I want to put more chests. You can actually put bigger chests than this. I need to put some more chests in here. But anyways, I've got all the different chests, one of each kind, I think. I even have this cutie. Look at that. I even have this. This is a trap chest. Can you tell by the red circle kind of on the outside? And this will trap you. This trap chest traps you inside of this chest. Look. I just got trapped in a chest by a trap chest. It'll open it back up if you click on it again. And then inside this chest, look, are more chests. Like I was saying, I think I've got all of the types of chests. This
chest also has a box, and inside the box is a chest. And inside this chest is nothing. Huh. Why did I build this? Anyways, I've been working on this room pretty recently. I want to fill it out more. Like I said, I want to have like more armor stands, and I have ideas for other like cool contraptions that will be kind of useful around here to fit in the room. But I'm not even level 100 yet. I've been playing on this world for years, but I've been taking it slow and playing just Minecraft more than the Vault Hunter side of the game. But I want to put more things in this room, right? But yeah. Now there's one more thing I want to show you before I show you my storage system. And that is if you play a secret chord here, something in this room will happen. And I just wonder if anyone can get any clues from just the shape of this room. And this chord, gosh, I hope I remember what this chord is. Dingus played the secret chord. Look how freaking handsome I am, by the way. Gosh, I'm beautiful. If you know what Dingus is, the secret chord that Dingus played, something will happen. What do I need to do? I need some blocks. So in order to play a chord, you know, you have to play multiple notes at the same time. So if I just drop blocks here, I can play this chord. Oh, the chord feature is currently still on. I think it'll still work. I don't think that'll matter, though. I kind of want to turn that off, though. Normally, this chord feature stays on for a period of time. Where's my input for this? What am I even looking at? Down here. 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 Is that? Yeah. This is it. Sorry, folks. Forgetting my own thing. Normally, like I said, that stays active for 10 minutes, but I just want to turn that chord feature off because I want to play my own chord here. Okay, so it's a G, B, D, E, and a high A. There it is. Yep. Okay, there it is. It's working. Holy crap, I'm so glad that's working. You can see the little lights turning on. I'm gonna grab my blocks back. So write down in the comments if you know what chord I played. It's a G something, I'll tell you that. I just wanted to make basically like a complex chord that you kind of had to play, and then that'll take you down to this area. So this is supposed to be an X mark if you didn't get it. Where do you think we're going, folks? Where are we going? I wonder where. We're going slowly. I know where we're going because I built this. Hey, here we go. Dingus plays the secret chord. Do you even care for Vault Hunters? Do ya? Hello, Crate. This guy has an eyeball. Wow. So this X brings us down to an X mark room, which any Vault Hunter will know exactly what they're looking at. And here, I'm storing my legendary gear. So right here, I've got this. This is storing the crystal plate and living wood. What is this? What did that say? Frost guards. Boots. I've got more relics. I forget, were these called relics? What were these called? They're not in the game anymore, but I did collect them when they were. And I want to put way more armor down here. I want to put kind of like loot in here that's interesting that I find. I've got these. These are cool. Pacifist sandals. These are awesome sandals you can wear. Look, it boosts your movement speed, gives you knockback resist, and +2 to entropic bind. Entropic bind makes things travel really slowly the closer they get to you, which is great at keeping mobs at bay.
That's pretty cool boots. This little crate here. This crate has the original 12 bamboo. Well, not the original, but the original in my world. It's the first 12 bamboo I harvested, and I took that into a vault with me, and I planted those bamboo in the vault, which unlocks a secret sword. Yeah, I want to put more things around here. Here is, yes, I have found an Excalibur, one of the rare swords in the game. It's pretty decent, I think. Yeah, it's not bad roll, I think. So I kind of have it look like it's stuck in the sand or whatever. This is, yeah. By the way, if you're wondering how I built this Xmark room, I actually took a schematic of this entire room, which again is using the crate mod, which, do I have schematics on me? Yeah, I do. So you can actually bring these in to the vault, and if you right click somewhere, and then if I right click somewhere else, you see it creates the space. Now anything inside this space, you can create a schematic of it and you can save it. And then if you collect all the blocks here, you can then use a schematic cannon, and the cannon, if you feed it gunpowder and all the blocks, it'll take this schematic, and then it'll, you can print it in your world basically. And I've done that a few times. Sometimes when I'm just copying and pasting like really complicated builds in my world, I can do that. Like this room, I copied and pasted this from the vault. But I'll show you another example. Which, oh, I can just jump out of here. What am I doing? Like these walls, like after I made one of these segments of walls, I just copied it, and then I printed it over and over and over and over. Which, it takes a long time to print. The cannon prints pretty slowly, but you'll see it. I actually have the cannon. You just plant it down, you put the schematic in it, some gunpowder, and it'll blast it into existence. Super fun, super useful. One weird thing is, for some reason, you see the carpet. Whenever this goes down, it deletes one of my carpets. And I have tried to fix it, but it always does it. So I actually keep extra carpets in this barrel. So then I can put that carpet back. So yep, this is the vault, I guess I can call it. Where I'm keeping my cool gear and whatnot. And yeah, let me shut this door now. I've got the key on me already. Once I activate this, everything will shut off as well, which is kind of cool. Reset itself. And this will come back. Kind of cool to see it from the inside perspective as well. Look, I made it look like it's traveling on this rail thing, but it's being pushed by these red gantry shafts here. You can see them traveling across the floor. This is pushing the actual door. Oh, I should get out of its way. Pretty cool. I like to let Create finish doing its animation before I go too far away, because I don't think it would break, but it's best to just not unload chunks when things are in the middle of moving large things. Okay, so yeah, that's this room. I think I covered everything. Still have lots of plans, still have plenty of room I can expand on in these, especially on this left side. But yeah, the magical, I need a name for this. Like there's mushrooms, something mushroom related. There's not mushroom in this room. That doesn't make any sense. There's a lot of room. There's 2 mushroom in this room. What is wrong with me? Goodness. Okay. Let's go to the final area, I guess. Well, I guess there's 2 more areas I've left to show. The next is the storage system. So we've already been through here a few times, but I'm finally going to show you guys the core of my base, where I actually initially started and where I built my storage room, and everything kind of grew from this area right here where I'm at. All of this, you know, when I originally came to the coral reef and I dug down into this area, you know, this was a lot of the shapes here have been around the whole time. Okay. I realized after watching my last segment that I forgot to show off one room here, which you'll see why I forgot. Behind this tree, there it is. See the little light here? Actually, I have one more room. Any Vault Hunter will probably recognize this room. This is a room you find in the vaults that I copied and pasted into my world. And yeah, I've got villagers. Most of these have never even been traded with. I just put them in here. Just for fun. A little downstairs. Hello. Excuse me. There you go. But yeah, if I wanted to, I could trade any of these villagers to do any normal trading thing. They're here. Chilling. Handsome. Beautiful specimens right here. I'm still the most handsome. I have the best chin. But my fellow dinguses, you are all beautiful as well. Just not as beautiful as me. Anyways. It is time to see the storage system. The very bottom of my base here. Goodness, I've spent the most time here, both decorating, existing, farming and stuff. I want to show this. So here's the teleporter room, right? That a lot of the farthest places of my base are connected to. Over here is like all my create mod, the steam engine is here. Got a lot of factories right there. And here's the storage system. So this is my original vault portal, although I have a bigger one that I use now. But yeah, I've got this is actually a clock in the ceiling. So you see how it looks like a crescent moon? And see these clouds? These clouds are like the minute hand ticking across. And every now and again, you'll see that this moon will cross. There it is. And then the sun so the sun's going to be coming up pretty soon. So this is actually a clock. And yeah, with the create mod. Oh, it's such a cool idea. And I've got a bunch of drawers connected everywhere. This is a bunch of stuff that I get from the vaults, right? Most everybody should be familiar with if you play Vault Hunters. And I kind of like, I don't have the quantify option on here. I kind of like that I don't know what I have. But if I want mod boxes, oh, I got 0 mod boxes. Wow. I got pogs. I got pogs. I got lots of pogs. Scrolls. I've got a few drawers back here connected to the system. If I could, there we go. But other than these drawers that you just saw here, this is my entire storage system. Just these drawers and this computer. And this computer is hooked up to an Ender battery, which I showed you where I'm making electricity earlier. And inside this computer, I have a lot of disks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 64Ks and 2 16Ks. So this little computer here is actually my, the brain of my storage system. And I love that you can search anything I want. So I could search things based on what mod it's a part of, or I could search up, I don't know, whatever I want, which is very, very handy. You can see I have like 36.6 thousand cobblestone. I also love when I'm building to just scroll through this computer and just kind of look at the blocks, look at the color palette that I pick out the color palette that I want. It's very fun to do. Makes building a lot easier, and it makes, gosh, I mean, if I wanted to store all these blocks inside this like 4 chunk area with normal vanilla chests, I would literally have thousands and thousands of chests, and it would be very laggy. And if I needed to find something, oh my god, could you imagine having to find something specific? This would be no. So yeah, a lot of people complain about Minecraft's inventory management, and Vault Hunters has solved that. Also with these backpacks as well. These backpacks can hold tons and tons of items if you upgrade them. They're quite expensive and difficult to craft, and there's small ones that you can craft into bigger ones and bigger ones and bigger ones, and you can put upgrades on them. One upgrade that I love is there's a refill, so when I'm building things and texturizing things, you can, any block you want, you can put into this filter. Make sure I turn it on, and then it'll give my hotbar these blocks. So even if I get rid of these blocks, you can see they come right back to my hotbar. So I can build on huge scales without having to go in and out of chests all the time. I love this mod pack. It solved the storage problem in a bunch of cool ways. Over here is where I make my vault crystals. Got a little clock and a little parrot here, and where I can make my one of these inscriptions and stuff. I can show you if I grab a vault rock, put it on here. What does it want? Magma cream, no problem. Cobblestone, no problem. Coal, no problem. Bricks, I should have plenty of bricks. So I can make crystals all day long. This is my tool weapon crafting area. This is Chirp Scowl. Always chirping. And I've got things divided up into like just normal vanilla barrels. So like I've got my wands up here that I'm storing currently, axes that I'm storing, swords, focuses. This chest has shields. You know, I can take any of these items and I can then go over here with the crafting station, and my storage network is hooked up to this, so oh, I got one empowered chaotic focus. Nice. So I can just pull these focuses, and these focuses can then modify the sword. And man, oh gosh, this is such a fun system. The ability to collect gear. This is a purple sword. You know, there's different rarities of things to be able to modify it in the way that you can. You can like completely customize and upgrade your gear. There's all sorts of special gear that you can find. Rare things. Over here, similar thing, I have like my armor, so I've got my boots, right? Leggings, chest plates, and helmets. This is where I store all my gear that has stars on it. Really important to keep, especially because you're going to be able to smelt these down in the future and get some of their qualities back. So yeah, I've got like, this is just the normal gear, this is the blue gear, gold gear, purple gear, omega gear, and what's this? Oh, here's my charms. You can wear these charms. They do special things. Oh, I gotta take off my tie to wear it though, sorry. No, I have a charm around my head. Ah. Man, I am gorgeous. Let me put my tie back on though. I want to stay professional here. Yeah. Oh, pretty cool. Storage system. This storage system has changed and grown, but like when I first broke into that side, you know, up by the train station and build a staircase down here, there was just this little kind of back area, and I started placing torches, you know, to keep the mobs away. And this was my bed, this was my storage system, this was everything. And I just had a vision. I just thought, looked out at this and thought, you know, what if there was life and trees and water and grass, and how cool this would be. And it's all come together. You can see it's sunny, daylight now. This is more like gear crafting and stuff over here. This is my fully automatic schmelter. I can haunt things, cook things, and there's actually lava. The glass for some reason makes it so you can't see the lava, but there is lava. So you put anything in this barrel and it will be automatically schmelted, end up in these chests. Or if I have the flush system on, instead of ended up in these chests, it automatically inputs it into my storage system. And yeah, this doesn't rely on coal. It's just the crate mod. So my steam engine is basically powering this. So I can smelt an infinite amount of items for completely free. Got my ender chest over here. All the stuff I use all the time. What's over here? Oh, here's in this chest. I need to put this chest in the big chest that opens. But this chest, this creepy looking flesh chest, has some legacy items that are like no longer in the game, which are kind of cool that I've kept. Anything over here? Oh, I've got some more record discs over here. I like this one. This is a nice one. Oh, what was in it before? What is this? Chirp. Kind of loud. That's pretty loud. It's cool music disc. Yeah, I think that's about all I have for my storage system. Here, anything you put in this barrel will automatically be inputted into the storage system. And also anything, if you place any backpack. Let's see, do I want anything in here? Nah, it's okay. If I place a backpack right here, on this specific spot, everything will be sucked out of it and again automatically put into my storage system. Cool. I can put these keys away. And let me show off my create area next. And I guess let me talk about this too. So right now you'll notice that these leaves are lit up, and that's because it's nighttime. Well, it's daytime now. These leaves should be turning off any moment. You notice that, but these lamps aren't on. It's rather kind of dark in here. Basically, you know, depending on the time of day, the lighting changes, right? At nighttime, all of these lights are on. In the day, obviously, well, the sun shines straight through. And I have lighting all around this room. This room is the only one that really has this expansive lighting treatment, but like there's even hidden lights here. There's hidden lights underneath the water, underneath the moss, everywhere. So right here, this lights up the bees and everything. So during the day, this whole place would be pitch black. But with all these lights, they all turn on. And they turn on in different degrees too. Like early morning, things around this hole are lit up. And later in the day, the further away you get from this hole, things will eventually turn on as well. And at night, these leaves are on. And these leaves are still on. Which they should have turned off by now. Sometimes the lighting does kind of glitch out, and if I like relog, these leaves will be off. But yeah, sometimes all the chunks just don't want to turn off the lighting. I'll come back though. I'll show off what it looks like at night. You kind of saw it before too. It's much darker and only leaves. And there's kind of leaves, like these leaves are on, this leaf is on, these ones, certain leaves turn on. And certain lamps turn on, like this is like a night lamp. But yeah, over here is a little elevator. This can take you straight up to the farming section as well. And we can actually go through this crystal cave. Here's one of the water pathways I showed off really early on. This takes you straight to the train station. Here's, you know, This elevator that's way up there, it's coming back down now. And yeah. This can spiral its way all the way back down to the crate area. Which here's this little farmhouse which you saw earlier as well. This is how much stress units I'm making. I've got 28,000 stress units left on one system and 46,000. That's a lot of stress units. This steam engine is pumping. And sometimes the steam engine will shut off because lava, it's being fed with lava, and that lava is kind of far away, and you know, the game just kind of like, it's like, I don't have lava. And I have to walk over there and just break a block, and then it's like, oh, I do have lava. But if that happens, I want to know about it, because anything that's crate powered will no longer work. My elevators won't work, my farms won't work. So it's really important that when this thing decides to poop out, that I know. And basically there's an observer that if it doesn't see the lava in the system, it plays this really, really disharmony chord. I forget what it was. But yeah, it plays a scary chord that is very annoying, and that will get my attention, and I'll go, oh, my steam engine broke. Yeah. And here is my crate factory. The inspiration is I wanted to have like a kind of a house, and I wanted the basement of the house to be like, you know, a workshop, a garage, something like that, right? And here's the elevator too. So if I can take this elevator straight up to the balcony, to the farm, or to the train station. But yeah, so I've got all these crate inspired contraptions all hooked up to the power. So let's say I wanted to, you know, I need to grind up some gold or iron ore. I can do that here. And then I even have a little system. It'll end up in this barrel, but if I turn on this, the ore will then be automatically smelted and put into my storage system, which is kind of nice. Or let's say I needed to use this machine. This machine can sand things. It can also make cobwebs and other things. I've got a mixer. Automatically you can place things in either of these barrels, and it'll end up in here, and it'll be mixed and end up in this barrel. It can make stuff. This is an automatic smasher, and it can also double up as an assembly line if I turn on the assembly feature. So this thing will smash, and then this will boom, boom, boom. It's like an actual assembly line to make precision mechanisms. Here's a little saw. So if I need like tons and tons of stripped wood, like thousands of it, I can put thousands of it in this barrel, and then it'll automatically saw itself. And you can put a filter in, like if I want to make slabs or stairs or whatever, I can put in a filter and it'll do it. So yeah. Just make sure I save all the power. This turns off the lights. This is a cobblestone, sand, gravel, iron, flint, clay factory. Skyscraper. It's basically like a gravity-fed farm. And the way this works is I'm using just normal cobblestone generators, like vanilla cobblestone, lava touches water, makes cobblestone, and then I'm using the crate mod to break those blocks with these things, these mechanical drills. And then those mechanical drills are then break the cobblestone. That cobblestone is then crushed. Some of the cobblestone is saved. Some of the cobblestone is crushed again and turn into gravel. Some of the cobblestone is crushed, and then that gravel is washed in this washer system. So you see this water here. If I come up. So you'll see some of the gravel come in like right here, and then these little fans here, you can see them spinning, are washing it. And then that wash gravel has a small chance to be turned into iron, very small.
But this thing, it does build up iron over time. I've taken most of the iron out, but and it also turned into flint. It also produces clay, sand. I don't remember how it all worked, but it does those things too. I also have these chests here, so I can take like the sand out of the system. And remember my really cool smelter over here? So this chest will automatically smelt the sand. Pretty cool. And if I put anything in this, like let's say I wanted to boost my iron production, if I take a bunch of this gravel out, like a whole bunch, okay, and I put it all in here, this will all wash. It'll automatically wash all this really quickly. You'll see it come shooting down here if I can fly. There it is. So now all of that gravel is going to be washed pretty quickly, and you'll see my iron tick up quite a bit faster now. Still not insanely fast, but and I have other iron farms around my base, but you know, if I need iron, this was like my first iron farm in the world. It's actually slower than a vanilla iron farm, but it's much cooler. And you can even see this fan turn on as well up here. The idea of this is just like a cool animation, but I was like, oh, you know, it would need lots of air, right, in the system. So I made it look like it's sucking up air. And the last thing for this crate farm, I got some more. This like automatically makes train tracks. Oh. Oh. Why did this just turn off? You shouldn't be off. You have the most, look how much lava is over here. But yeah, it just glitched out for whatever reason. And it's now playing the most annoying chord in the world. The lava will come back into the system though. You can see it's already starting to travel up. Which hopefully means this turns off. Yeah, I can get back up here. There we go. You can see I actually have this hole here because this is such an recurring problem. I don't know why it's happening. I really don't. Oh yeah, so this automatically produces... What? Why is that? What in the... Well, that's weird. I have no idea why that's happening. Something's not right. I also am automatically producing obsidian and other stuff, but I'm gonna let that reset itself and fix itself. That lever has nothing to do with the lava inputting system. Okay, that's weird. Anyways, here's how many, I've almost filled out my board here, which is pretty cool. Do I have one? No, I didn't have one. But I do have, yeah, I have some of these. I'm so close to filling out the board. If you don't know, once you fill out this board completely, you see I'm missing 1, 2, 3, 4 spots. You can then go into a special vault and fight a boss, which is really fun. Which I can't do. Yes, nice. Got 3 more spots. If you end up getting duplicates, because you can get duplicates, I've got a little burner here and you can burn them. Which you want to do because the duplicates actually will drop torn pieces, which you can then craft into more pieces. 3 more pieces. Oh. Okay, so I think I've shown you everything in my entire base now, pretty sure. And the last section here is my vault area. So I wanted to have a vault library where all of my things that are directly related to the Vault Hunters mod pack specifically was all in one location. And I wanted to put my portal there and all that kind of stuff. So in this little kind of unassuming little entrance, This opens up to my vaulting area. Oh, I've got another book here. What do we got here? Let me get this out of the way. Ah, so, well, here's what this room used to look like. So, ta-da, from this, here's my time lapse, folks. Bam. Oh, what Good Times with Scar? He likes to do this. He spirals around. Boom. Yeah, so I carved out the area. Pretty easy to do. Started laying down the floors. Here you can just see the creative process starting to take hold. I'm like, I think I want a circle here. I think I want a little library here. Chalkboard. And that's it. I didn't take that many photos. I wish I would have took more photos. Eventually it turned into this. So here is where I can like modify my crystals. So do I have a crystal? I do. So like if I want to modify, doesn't matter what I grab. Crystal modification table. I can put the crystal on here and modify it in a bunch of cool ways. And I love how it shows you what it looks like, what like I'm working on here. It's super cool. I've got crystals above it. You can hear how there's the ground sounds like it's we're on crystals. Yeah. And then yeah, so all around here are like little actual machines. So this is where you can trade for things. I don't need any of that. This is, what is this thing called? Man, I wish I had a brain. My brain, if you're born this beautiful, let's be honest, you're gonna be born with a smooth brain if you've got smooth skin. It's how the world works, folks. I've got a smooth brain, okay? Maybe you've got not a wrinkled brain, a big wrinkled smart brain. And you probably have big, wrinkly, disgusting skin. I've got beautiful skin. That's actually not even true in real life. Anyways, that was so fast you couldn't even see it happen. So anything that has soul value, you can burn for soul shards. I made this super cool little animation here. So let's see if I spread this out more, it'll last longer. No, so this thing automatically, anything you put in this chest will get turned into soul shards, which you can then use in this black market to buy things, right? Like if I wanted to buy this, I could buy this. And I also have all this, the souls are then stored above me, and if I need more, got a dropper here, and this will just drop out, you know, 64 times 4 at a time, like per second. It's a lot. This right here is a big chest. And when I'm vaulting, like once I'm done vaulting, whatever, if I get a bunch of gear in my backpack, I can come over here, I can identify it, be like, do I want this? Oh, I'm definitely going to save this, right? Do I want this? Now, maybe I want to save this, maybe I don't. I probably don't want to save this, but maybe it's like something I'm looking for, right? Anything I put in here is stuff that I definitely want to save, and eventually I can put it in my storage area that I showed you earlier. Or if I'm like on the fence about it, I can put it in here, right? And then anything I have in here, I can store tons and tons of gear, and I don't have to worry about it. I can run my vault, store my gear, run the vault, store my gear, and not sort it, because that takes time. And then later, once this starts to fill up, I can then take the items, I can look at them and be like, ooh, I kind of want that, I kind of want that, I don't want that. I'm looking for something specific, I can find it. And then if, let's say I don't need any of this, which I'll go ahead and just burn all this, this is fine. Then I can press this, warning, scrapper overflow. That'll then burn the items in this. You can see that they're gone. Well, it doesn't burn them, it recycles them in this vault recycler. and that's automatically stored in my storage system. So yeah, that's just a cool little system I have here. And yeah, here I've got where I make my alchemy table. This is actually useful. This is my bounty board. I can get bounties, and next to it I've got this little chest, which sometimes this thing will ask for like items that you can feed it, so I've got some of the items next to it that it sometimes wants. Here I've got a separate computer. Computer is just for jewels. That's all it is. But let's say I'm looking for mining speed, right? I can look through all my jewels and I can find all the mining speed that I want. And the way this, so I can take this and then I could be like, maybe I want, you know, whatever jewel I'm looking for. I can take out of here. And then if I want to modify my tools, I can place this here, and then you can add your tools, and then this would add item rarity, mining speed, vanilla immortality, copiously mining speed. Now I don't want to do that. My tool is perfect the way it is. I've got this tool here which has no mining speed, and then this tool which has a ton of mining speed. So I've got like, and I've got hammers and hydro. I've got tools that actually like destroy water, like sponges and stuff, and that's cool. So yeah, that's that computer there. Let's go over to the other side. Got another computer, except for this computer you've already seen, which is for anything that has to do with like modifying the crystal, the vault crystal. Got some other stuff here. You can actually save like your skills in this game. There's tons and tons and tons and tons of different skills. If you're just like a normal Minecraft player, like look at all these skills. Like it's crazy. Healing, vein mining, dash. I love the ability to dash. You can just, instead of using a rocket, like I don't have to carry rockets with me. I can just use dash. And when you're flying in the elytra, you can use dash. You know, pretty cool. And if you're wondering why I didn't just take damage when I ran into the wall, it's because I actually am wearing this legendary, super unique, I don't even remember where I found him in the vault, but you see in green it says kinetic damage immunity. So yeah, my boots have mana and cooldown reduction and stuff. And this is just my overworld set. I'll show you guys some of my cool armor sets in a moment. Oh yeah, so different skills and stuff you can unlock, and there's, man, I didn't even show nearly all of them. Look at this. There's a bunch of cool like synergies you can build between different things, and expertise that you can invest. These are a bunch of like the big mods that you can unlock. So like you don't get access to create mod when you first are starting out. You have to unlock it by gaining knowledge, which means you have to vault. But yeah, I've unlocked most of the mods. I could probably unlock all of them at this point if I wanted to. I should have the resources for that. Here's an enchanter. So the way enchanting works in Vault Hunters is you just put your tool in and you can select your enchantment. You don't have to randomly enchant your stuff, which is just annoying, and you don't have to build a huge village or trading hall. Yeah, it's as simple. It does take emeralds, so I have a little button here. So if I want to, I can, boom, I can add it and things, enchantments. I don't want to add enchantments to this because this tool is already perfect the way it was, but I could add efficiency on it if I wanted to. It's actually incredibly fast the way it is. Like, yeah, it's plenty fast. And again, I have this tool which has tons of efficiency, so if I want to insta-mine anything in the game, I can use that tool and it will obliterate things. But it's kind of annoying to use because if I'm just trying to break a single block, if I try to use this thing, I'm going to break an entire line. It's like a laser beam. It's ridiculous. Great for carving out rooms, though. This is an important lesson, folks. I want you to really pay attention here, okay? Jeez. Lesson number 1. Don't die. Okay? That's don't. That means do not die. Okay? Lesson number 2. Loot. Okay? lesson adjourned. This is where I have my cards. There's a whole deck building system where you can boost mana or gain special abilities and stuff. And you can place them in decks. Here's my deck of decks. I've got a bunch of different decks, right? And inside these decks, you can build out a thing. This is not my actually current deck. This is just an idea that I used to build. And you can also destroy your cards. So let's say I didn't want some of these cards. What's a card I probably won't use? So let's say I'm not ever going to use these cards and I want to recycle them. There's a card juicer. So this juicer right here, you can see these cards, they end up right here. And if I apply a redstone signal to it, it'll then turn this card into card experience, which you can then use to upgrade cards. Boost the card's abilities, right? But you have to have a redstone signal applied to this. And of course, you could just put a lever next to it or whatever. But check this out. Oh yeah, we're juicing, folks. Look at that. We're getting more. You see this is at 10 now. So yeah, every time these things collide, it sends a redstone pulse, which juices it. So I thought, it's a juicer. It needs to... What do juicers do? Juicers do this, right? This is how my juicer works. Kind of like that chocolate maker I showed you guys earlier. Yeah, this is how we do things here in America. We do things very inefficiently, very over the top, and yeah, I'm gonna just stop talking now. I don't want to talk about America. Not right now. Juicer. What do I go to next? So this is, my storage system is like over on the other side of this wall, right? And in between vaults, I don't want to, have to go over to my storage system. So I can take any of my backpacks and I can just shift right click, and any of these normal barrels, anything you put in here will end up just being put back into the storage system. Like, do I have anything? I don't even have any blocks on me. Also, if you place a backpack on this table, you see this table, right? It'll suck up anything from the backpack. So it's really easy for me to de-loot. And these barrels you can put anything you want. They're just normal barrels, but I can, unload my inventory very easily here. I can place tools here if I want. It's my de-looter station. Yeah. So I think that's everything in this room. I have these little, so after I built this room, I realized it didn't meet my vision of a vault library. All I had was these bookshelves, and I used to have more bookshelves, but I kind of took some of them away. I got one over here. So I ended up making just these little side rooms. Just so it met my vision of what a library is, because libraries have books. So here are the books. So, the world building here is, as people are vaulting and stuff, they get stored all their knowledge of what they learned. And here, I can tell it's nighttime because you see these night trees, how these are lit up. And you can see these day trees. When it's daytime, these trees will light up. So it's kind of cool. And this is, Hunson Abadir. If you watch Adventure Time, you might know who that is. That's Marceline's vampire evil father. Got little just chairs and stuff. Not other than, the lighting system here, there's no function. With this side, although I got my magnet and stuff here. I can trade for name tags if I need to. This guy will automatically, I shrunk this guy down, he'll automatically trade for name tags. He just needs emeralds, which I've got a ton of emeralds in the system, or I should. It's probably running out. I can give this guy emeralds, and he'll just slowly give me name tags, which will end up in this. This is actually a barrel. I just didn't want it to look like a barrel. Yeah. Oh, over here, so you can tell. Oh, so it's turned to day. I guess it's turned to day now over when I walked over here, because now you can see this is on, and when it's night, this is on. Kind of cool. And then over in this corner, there's no like lighting tricks over here, but this was an amethyst. Again, I just got lucky and I ran into it. I had to destroy most of it, but you can see there's some of the buds are still there. And then I wanted to, this is like the night bud, right? And then this is the day one. This is the day crystals. And these stay on all the time. These crystals just light up things, and they make these cool particle effects. So yeah, just like over here, I've got these crystals, and they make the cool particles. And yeah, so here's my armor set. One thing I love about this game is very inclusive, and they have lots of different armor sets for different kinds of people. You know, if you want to have a cool armor set like mine, you can. There's even ones that look like a dress. There's ones like this one that's like arcadey or make you look like a zombie or whatever. But speaking of inclusivity, do you see how big these helmets are? Man, it's hard. A lot of the armor, like normal vanilla armor, you know, it just barely fits on my head. Like, you see my hat I'm wearing? People don't make armors and hats big enough for my beautiful, beautiful head here. So thank you to the development team for being inclusive and adding these armor sets which actually fit me. So like here I can instantly swap over to this one. Yeah. It actually has a helmet that fits my head. Wow. I look awesome. And this is like my current Vaultine gear, which is pretty cool. This took me a lot of resources to upgrade all this stuff, but like look here, this is a corrupted piece. Heck yeah. Increased damage. +1 to rejuvenation totem, not bad. 80 mana, pretty good. My boots, plus 119 mana regen. That's pretty important for my current build. This is a unique chest plate that gives +2 to every single one of my abilities. So when I bring up my skill list here, every single skill list, you see how it says +2? So every single skill I have unlocked, and because I'm level 94, I have 94 skills. I just got, it makes your character, especially if you're high level, much, much better. My helmet, what does this do? Just ability power and cooldown reduction stuff. Yeah. Here you can see my, yes, my other helmet. I'll take that back. Thank you for my face back. I also store like potions. This guy, I have a specific potion for him. This is kind of an older set. What level? Yeah, so this was a set that I was pretty proud of that I wanted to save. I'll probably end up putting this in my vault. But yeah, so here we have, what was this? This was my frost build, so he kind of looks like a frost guy, right? And I've got legendary frost boots. These leaves a trail of chilled, so whenever you wear these boots, like this affects mobs and stuff. It'll chill them. And then the whole build was all synergizing around freezing mobs. Like this armor piece, I upgraded it, but look at that, +4 to Frost Nova. When I found that, I was like, wow. I said, wow. I should save that and build this entire cool armor piece. Oh, let me put, these are my speedy boots. So yeah, again, also, big helmet here. Very, or big, what is this, hood here. Actually fits around my beautiful, God, I'm gorgeous. Man. So here is my item quantity, item rarity set. So if I need lots and lots of resources or very, very rare resources, I can actually wear this set. Again, nice big helmet here for my big head. And then this whole set is all designed about, you know,
getting rare items. But the gear is like, if I'm wearing this set, I'm pretty much invincible. I can poison everything around me and zap them. My ability power is so powerful that this is just my normal laser. With this set, my ability power is so high, plus I have a really good ability power deck that I instant kill anything except for bosses. And maybe tanks. Maybe I don't instant kill tanks, but I instant kill any mob with just my laser beam. And I also can, you know, summon storms, and I can poison everything around me with this guy right here. I just want to make sure I don't hit my villagers. So I'm pretty OP. Anyways, but this is my like Richard set. I love building different armor sets in this game. The armor, honestly, like the armor and weapon crafting, and you can have wands and shield, like it's the coolest in this game that I've ever played. I played a lot of video games. Borderlands is the only other game that comes to mind that I played as a kid that had like pretty cool like loot system. But this, you can craft your own loot, and it's all built into Minecraft. This game is cool. And it's free. Here's one of my pets. Is this the first pet that I got? Is it? No, it's not. Ah, yeah. It was this one right here. So if I put this on, so this is part of the mod pack. This is Baby Rainicorn. Hi, Baby Rainicorn. Such a perfect name. This is the very first companion I ever found. I was so happy when I found this. There's a bunch of different ones. I found 2 little Rainicorns. I renamed this one Baby Rainicorn from Adventure Time. But I also found a moose. But there's all sorts of different animals you can find. I just have found 2 of these, and they're very rare. And this was only added to the game kind of recently, so I don't have a lot unlocked. But this is my companion. What is this one? This is my really good companion. I want to add wealthy, and then I'm probably going to add like extra ornate, gilded. Like I want to have all the different chests. I'll probably take this one off for this one. So this one will boost my looting ability. This guy, Moose, is all about plentiful. So he's going to help me get ores. If I need to do ores runs, I can use him. And this guy, yeah, I don't know. Oh yeah, I want to add only things like this one. You can see it adds 3 things. I want to add only things that add 3. Or if there's 4. I don't know if there's even crazier ones out there. But yeah, put my goggles back on. So the last thing in my entire world to show you is the world tree. So kind of like how I have these magical trees that you've seen all throughout my base. Part of the world building is I wanted to have a world tree that was kind of like the mother of all trees, of all these trees here. And you can see it's nighttime out, so it's very dark here. The trees are lit up. The lights seem to be functioning at the moment, which is good. You can see these only blue trees are lit up in the whole base, or night lamps. Like this is a night lamp here. This one should turn on. So the idea here is these are magical trees, or maybe not even magical. These are underground trees, and they're extremely photosensitive. So even though they're underground, they get 0 sunlight, or just like radiant sunlight. They glow. They glow at night. So they absorb sunlight during the day, the little amount they get, and then they glow. And again, the reason why I'm pointing this out, other than just world building reasons, is this is the mother of all trees here. And this is also my vault portal. I have a fog effect in the ceiling. Oh, that's a lot of glass, folks. Let me put my angel block down. I made this really cool bridge coming across here. And the inspiration here, yeah, so I just want to have this big world tree on an island surrounded by this kind of like a magical sort of feel. And I put the fog effect here, so this is layers and layers and layers and layers and layers of gray glass going to the ceiling. Yeah, I also have a graveyard out, you know, for whenever you die in the vault. I can add a new tombstone, which I didn't start that from the very beginning, so there should probably be way more tombstones. But nowadays I add a little tombstone, or I can add a little pot to you know, memorialize my death. I got a nice swing here. Yeah, so I can actually activate this portal. I'm not going to do that just yet, though. Over here, actually, so this is actually just a vanilla mob spawner. I got lucky. I didn't move this at all. It was just here, and I saved it. I incorporated it, so kind of like, you know, this is a graveyard, right? Ooh, look at this part of the graveyard. Oh no, there's a freshly dug out one. Oh, and look, they will spawn from up here. Kind of cool. Wow, I missed him a lot before I hit him. That was embarrassing. And this is kind of fun. I can test out my abilities here. You can zap these guys all I want. You only spawn one guy? Come on. I want to show off my other abilities. There you go. One guy, normally it spawns 3 at a time. So here is, if I toss in a poison vial, you can see these guys will just get utterly destroyed. I'm going to show off one more. Nah, that's fine. I also have this teleporter here. You go here, and if you jump, this actually takes you outside or underwater. Is underwater outside? I think so. So here you can see, you know, my mega base across there, or just directly above that world tree. Yeah, you can just go swimming. I've got this cool little air pocket thing right here. And yeah, this takes you back to where we started. Look at that. That's the where I started the video. If you remember all those years ago. Gosh, this is going to be a freaking long video. I don't even know how long these clips are. I've been just trying. I've never done this before, folks, so, you know, hopefully you enjoy it. I don't know if I'm ever going to make a video again. So, yeah. I don't know where I was going with that. Oh yeah, so the last thing is this world tree has a little animation for it. So whenever I am vaulting, you know, I've crafted up my vault crystals, I've picked out my gear, I've grabbed my companion. You can then just take this vault crystal, place it on this pedestal. Bell rings, and the tree lights up. Also, there's some, you know, blue soul stuff that comes in it. Kind of quickly goes away, but it spawns itself all the way around the tree. And you can see that this is now ready to go. I can go in here and start vaulting. And I'm not going to show a vault run. It's not the purpose of this video, but I guess for anyone to, yeah, like I said, I wanted to talk about this game a little bit more, because this video isn't long enough. So, you know, Minecraft, this is Minecraft, everything you know and love about Minecraft, plus this massive Vault Hunters pack, which includes skills, and you get to go into these really cool vaults, which I'm, you know, people watching this video already know, but I just wanted to say this for anyone who doesn't know, any friends or family watching this video. So it's Minecraft plus you get to enter these vaults, and You know, I just entered a void theme. But every vault is different. Different vaults have different looks to them, different mobs. You can get all sorts of different cool gear and loot from it, which is really fun. And then what I really forgot to mention, I mean, I mentioned this, but the core gameplay loop isn't just, you know, the vaulting. It's also Minecraft, and a big part of Minecraft is building farms. And in order to even go into the vaults, you have to open the vaults with these crystals, right? Which I just made another crystal here. And what do these crystals need? These crystals need resources. So again, I know this is obvious to every vault hunter out there, but this creates this core gameplay loop, which as soon as I saw a video from Iskall85, way back when, the mod pack has developed a lot, but as soon as I saw this idea where the game encourages you to gain resources, which encourages you to build farms. Like, would I have ever made a beetroot farm before? No. A slime farm? Maybe. And you never know what this is going to ask. Sometimes it asks for really difficult and challenging things, and the way I like to play is when it asks for something new and challenging that I don't have a farm for, I actually get really excited now. I'm like, oh, I haven't built a farm for that, really? And then I go out and I try to just be creative and figure out what farms I can actually make. Which is, yeah. Like I'm trying to say here, as soon as I saw this mod pack, I was like, oh my gosh, that's genius. Because I've always wanted to build farms. I think that's cool. I think it's fun. Although I've always considered myself a builder. But this gives me a reason to actually build these farms in my world. And it also, you know, gives you the ability to have these really cool armor pieces, gear pieces that you can discover, building tools. Where did I put my tools? Hello? Oh yeah, they're in this backpack because I kind of rushed into that vault. Let's grab all this. It encourages you to build all these cool farms, right? To have all this fun in the game. And yeah, that's why I fell in love with Vault Hunters, and that's why I've been playing on this world for so many years now. It's been fun. You know, this game has been in like alpha. I think it's about to be fully released though. And it's been backwards compatible, which means I've been playing basically since day one, Vault Hunters 3rd edition. And my world's been updated, and it's been fun. I've been playing all the new mechanics as they come out, testing them, giving my own input into the community of things I like or things I don't like, and the whole community has built this game along with Iskall and the development team, and it's a really cool game. And I love building all these cool farms. Did this crystal? No. Oh wait, what's this? Oh, arrows. No, I've got a farm for arrows. That's no problem. How many arrows? 16,000 arrows. And you know, I could make a lot of these farms connected to my storage system. I could make a lot of these farms probably way more efficient. Like I said, I don't know anything about redstone. But this mod pack gives you so many cool tools, like these tools. Never break, unbelievably fast, hammers, whatever you can build. You imagine it, you can build it. And then inside this mod pack is all these mods that I've been playing around with for a long time, like the crate mod, and many others. The backpack mod you've seen me use, the drawers mod, refined storage, laser bridges, great mod. Easy piglins, this allows you and easy villagers to like automatically trade with them. Botany pots, and they're all completely integrated and have their own crafting recipes even. Like the crate mod, if you're like me and you've played around with it before, all these crafting recipes have been integrated into the game. So something as simple as a gearbox right here, you might be like, oh, that's pretty simple to make. Wait, it requires a shaft and Larimar? Wait, what? The actual casing itself requires an entire block of chromatic iron, which is kind of expensive, especially early in the game. Now, I like the fact that it's expensive. I like the fact that this game it's quite challenging. I think it's really fun. The crafting recipes are quite expensive. So like if I want to do anything in Create, I have to use entire blocks of chromatic iron. So unlike normal Create mod, um, the crafting recipes are much more expensive, which really make a lot of people mad. But so here I'm creating now andesite casing, which is used in basically everything in the Create mod. And over time, I've been able to create a lot of these. But this is cool though. This is good. It's fun to have these hard crafting recipes to limit the player, because it limits your imagination, your scope a little bit, but it also forces you to put yourself in a position to get overpowered so that you can create more farms and stuff. It's a really, really cool mod pack. And I think that's all I have to say. Gosh, if you're still here, welcome. And goodbye.